This week, I found cause to worry about young men. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
The normal way, actually, that people start relationships in the vast majority of cultures is to be like, it is like semi-arranged marriage, right? Like not the full, you've never met this person before, 13-year-olds, whatever, getting betrothed, like not like that, but the sort of you're introduced by family members, mutual friends, you're known in the community, you go to the same church, whatever it is, and then both of your families like consent to the marriage and it works out okay. But the expectation isn't like, the expectation of marriage up until relatively recently was that you would have an economic relationship, and a reproductive relationship, but you weren't best friends. Mm-hmm. And actually, I don't think husbands and wives used to talk to each other as much as they do now. I think people used to have much more homosocial kind of lives. Mm-hmm. You'd hang out with other men, you'd hang out with other women. You wouldn't necessarily hang out a lot with the opposite sex, including your spouse. So this idea that like the going up to a person in the bar is like the normal and natural way of starting relationships, I don't think is historically accurate.
You might be wondering why on earth is there a 30-minute countdown before the show starts. The show starts 5 p.m. West African time on Tuesday. So the whole essence of this 30-minute countdown is to allow people who are subscribed for the show, for the live stream, to join us. What you can do right now is call your friends, your families, gather together in the chats as we count down to the live stream. 5 p.m. Tuesdays, West African time is when the show starts. Okay, so make sure you subscribe. You click the like button, you click the bell so that you get notified as soon as we start. So we'll start in a couple of minutes. All right, I'm looking forward to see you then.
There's a presumption that you should get married, and if you don't get married, there's something wrong with you. If you've got a girlfriend and you've been with her for 5 years, and you say to someone, we're getting married, they go, oh, that's great. They don't go, why? You're happy. Why would you get married? Like everything's going fine. Why would you put yourself through that? Why would you run that risk? If you say to someone, we've been together 5 years and we've decided we're not going to get married. We're going to move in together, but we're not going to get married. Ooh, what's wrong? You have intimacy issues? What's your problem? Meanwhile, 56% end in divorce. It's literally it's the condition of negligence. Marriage is inherently negligent activity. It's like owning a lion. I've been doing this for over 20 years and I still get misty-eyed at weddings. Like I still really, there's something in me that goes like, maybe it'll work out for these two.
You still believe in love?
Sweet. I absolutely believe in love. I think love is wonderful. But love and marriage have very little to do with each other. I don't think there's much of a correlation there. And I think that's where we got off track. I don't think I can learn everything I need to know about myself from myself. I think having someone around me who sees my blind spots, and that doesn't have to be a romantic partner. That could be a friend, that could be any number of things. But there is something wonderful about romantic connection. We know that. I mean, the other statistic is 56% of marriages end in divorce, but 84% of people who get divorced are remarried within 5 years of their divorce.
Really?
So think about that. So now you've done it and failed and felt the pain of the loss, and within 5 years, 84% are remarried. Listen, you want to test that theory. The next time you're out with a couple who've been together for a while and it seems like they maybe got in a fight or they're just kind of being impatient with each other at the table, when you go a group thing, just say to them, so tell me about how you met. Tell me the story of how you met. And everything on them changes. They go back to that place. I have this fantasy that if I could be invisible, I have about 8 clients that I'd like to sneak into their house and find their wedding album. Like I know it's in the attic somewhere or something, because I would love to see what it looked like when these people loved each other, because they are weaponized against each other now, and we are trying to kill each other, and we're taking every secret, every intimacy, everything, and we're just
at their ugliest.
At their ugliest, at their worst. At some point, you were like, there's 7.3 billion people in the world, and you're the one. Like you're the one I just want to be with, and smell, and touch, and like that feeling. We all know that feeling of like just the electricity of another person, you know, and tying that to the technology of marriage to me makes almost no sense whatsoever. And I actually think it's almost antagonistic, because there's so much expectation that comes with marriage culturally. We've created so much stuff around it. Like when you marry someone, they're supposed to be, at least in the modern Western model, your best friend, best roommate, best co-parent, best travel partner, best roommate, best everything, best activity partner. Like how would one person be all of those things? That's insane. Like whoever came up with the word soulmate, really we should be paying, like divorce lawyers should be paying that person dividends. Because we've convinced people that if this person isn't meeting every one of your needs, checking all of these boxes, they're not your soulmate. Your soulmate would know exactly what to do, exactly what to say at exactly the right time.
I had a guy, am I supposed to mention his name? Okay. He was sweet to the core. That time, I feel like, in fact, make I just marry him. He had money, everything was all right. They gave birth to me. Was born with a silver spoon, but with condition, make crayfish bend, and everything flopped after my daddy died. So it was not easy for me going to school. My mom had a petty business, made me do things that I was not meant to do, and in the process, things happened. He came up as a friend. He came up, and I felt that they were just the same thing. He was sweet, pass mark, yes, checking everything. He wants my progress. Everything was just right. Honestly, I'm still regretting, because the wife he got married to, in fact,
you're better than her.
Yes, I am far better than her.
How do you know?
But it's your judgment, though.
It's not.
The wife might not see the same way.
Well, the wife will be
he would still talk. Like we talk like
friends.
We're friends.
Of course, he can't tell you that your wife is better than you.
See, let me tell you something. With the relationship we have gone so far,
he opens up to you.
I regret it because I was the one that messed up.
Yeah,
yes, I messed up. I just had to call it off, and I do things that pushed him because I wanted to be free. I felt at that time he was stalking me, wanted to know what I was going, doing every corner. My mom too, even. My mommy was, call him today. He cried, though. With this old thing that happened recently, if I remember that thing, I feel bad. So pained, because where I should be standing right now with him, another person is there.
Hey everyone, as a reminder, the show will start in a couple of minutes time. It's 5 p.m. West African time on Tuesdays that we run the live stream. You get an opportunity to call in and talk to us. The link to call into the show with your video will be in the video chat. So just ensure you hang out in the video chat with people, get to meet new people, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
Okay, so what are the top signs of a catfish?
Yeah, the biggest one, of course, is that they're going to ask for money. But, that may seem kind of obvious to some people, but you gotta remember that these relationships oftentimes are accelerated really quickly. People are love bombing. And so then people are feeling like they are really engaged with this person and invested in that relationship. And another thing is that the person just is never available to actually meet meet or see in a video. They're always just messaging, so that's a big sign to look out for as well.
Okay, what are some other ways that you can check to make sure the person that you're actually talking to is who they say they are?
Yeah, I always love Google reverse image search, so I recommend doing that, of course, as well as get them on a video chat or meet them in person as soon as you can. You can just, it's easy to do just a FaceTime or a Zoom date up front, so that way you know you're actually talking person. And then also do your diligence. Look them up on social media.
Nothing wrong with a little deep dive.
Yeah,
Not at all.
of course.
All right, how can you protect yourself from being catfished?
Yeah, well, of course, never send money to anyone, but also do your research on people. And, you know, if somebody seems too good to be true, well, you know, it probably is. So it's important to, you know, look them up on the different sites. And then also make sure you're meeting people through legitimate means, not just on some kind of, you know, weird website.
Right.
There's some that are better than others, and they ask people to even upload their IDs and stuff. So that can be good.
Okay, so if someone suspects or thinks that they are talking to a catfisher, what would you suggest that they actually do?
Well, right away you need to block them and then report them through whatever site that you've met them on. You can bring it up to them so they aren't able to do it to other people. And then if you have been scammed financially, make sure you report it to the authorities.
Now, you may be thinking that 30 is actually a better time to settle down than 20 or even 25, and I agree with you. But grabbing whoever you're living with or sleeping with when everyone on Facebook starts walking down the aisle is not progress. The best time to work on your marriage is before you have one, and that means being as intentional with love as you are with work. Picking your family is about consciously choosing who and what you want, rather than just making it work or killing time with whoever happens to be choosing you.
Like dating people in the UK here is very different from dating in Nigeria. People do not randomly walk up to you on the street and be like, hey, oh, you look good, like, and then start talking to you. You know those things we do in Nigeria? They don't do it here because apparently it is creepy. People find it creepy. So for the past 6 months that I've been here, nobody, and I repeat, nobody has walked up to me to, you know, talk to me or chike me, like we say, like to ask me out, to toast me like bread. Nobody has done that. So a few weeks back, my flatmate, she is from Zimbabwe, and she was like, Chidera, since you've been here, has anybody ever asked you out? Like, she was legit worried. She was like, because I think I'm not as attractive as I used to be. And I'm like, no, it's just the way it is here. People do not ask people out on the streets the way we do it in Africa or in Nigeria precisely. So my friends told me that here, if you want to meet people, you've got to go online. You got to use the dating apps in it. You got to use Tinder, you got to use Hinge, you got to use Bumble, or the dating app.
Boxes everywhere. And the rule is, the boxes don't touch. When a man discusses a particular subject, we go to that particular box, we pull that box out, we open the box, we discuss only what is in that box, and then we close the box and put it away, being very, very careful not to touch any other boxes.
This my ex-boyfriend. Let me just say ex-boyfriend. So I think 3 months ago, I told him that I'm pregnant right now. So he told me that he does not want it, that we should try to abort or this. And me, I don't want to abort. So I told him that I can't abort the baby. So it was like, then if I cannot abort it, then I should sort myself. That went by. Then a few weeks ago, I called him. So he felt I had aborted the pregnancy, or probably I was not pregnant, but I was trying to wake it up or prank him. I called him that. So I'm still pregnant though. So what do we do about it? It's like, send me your account number. I said, for what? He said, how much do you need? I'm like, I don't understand. For what? It's like, the money that I used to remove it, like we are getting rid of it. And I'm like, no. I told you that I'm not changing my mind on this one. I can't abort it. So I told my mom that I'm pregnant. Well, I didn't expect that kind of reaction from her. I thought maybe she and my dad, maybe they would say I should pack my things and leave the house or something, but they didn't take it too far. They just accepted it like that. So my mom now said that I should go and, like, he stays in our neighborhood, and his family too, they're staying in our neighborhood. And his mom is someone that my dad knows very well. So my mom went to go and meet his mom to tell him that this, so your son has impregnated my daughter. So the mom said, okay, no problem. That anything that, when will I start antenatal, this. So she called him. It was like, he knows me, but he's not the one that impregnated me. That I'm his girlfriend, like more like girlfriend, but we are not together again. So the pregnancy is not his. So I called my elder brother and I explained things to him. My elder brother was like, if he wants it, then it's fine. But if he does not want it, it's also fine. But he should not come back to come and claim any child that is not his. So far as saying the baby is not his own. So he called me last week. He told me that I'm playing a prank on him. That I know the baby is not his, and I'm trying to impose another man's child on him. And I told him that he should wait for the baby to be out, then we'll conduct a DNA test. He said he cannot wait for it. That DNA, cannot wait for DNA. DNA used to lie, so he cannot wait for DNA. He said DNA used to lie, and he does not trust me. He does not know what I'm doing behind his back, because he's currently in Ilorin and I'm in Lagos. So he said he does not know what I'm doing behind his back. I mean, I can connive with doctor and they will just present as if it's a Nollywood movie. But it's fair, sha. I don't see anything after then. I did not try to convince him. I just told him that once the baby is out, he should come and get the DNA. And he said he does not even want it. Like, I should not even call him. I should not tell him whether I should not even bring it up. I should not tell his family anything. Like, if I want to have the child, I should just know that I'm having this child for myself. The person that impregnated me is between me and the person. So I should just forget about him, like omit him out of the baby life. That's my story.
Hey everyone, as a reminder, the show will start in a couple of minutes time. It's 5 p.m. West African time on Tuesdays that we run the live stream. You get an opportunity to call in and talk to us. The link to call into the show with your video will be in the video chat. So just ensure you hang out in the video chat. Chat with people, get to meet new people, and we'll see you in a couple of minutes.
The concept of love still exists. There's still a lot of people who love you, even if you can't provide everything. And they're ready to support you and be there for you any day, anytime. There's nothing universal when it comes to relationship. It might work for you, it might not work for you.
Yeah.
You understand? So it differs, Any marriage or relationship issue is based on emotional safety and financial security. They go hand in hand. There are cases whereby, like, a woman loves you so much, you don't have so much money, and she loves you day, afternoon, night. And she's there for you. And we've seen situations whereby she loves you, she does everything for you, even if you can't provide for her, but she has a side guy on the other hand, who's providing for her.
Exactly.
It might not be a sugar daddy, it might be just a young guy, but he's providing the finances. He loves you, she loves you genuinely, no issues. But she's having somebody who is supporting her financially.
And
And she's using that
also-
money to support you. You know, in my little experience with young ladies, you find out that they'll tell you that, okay, Mr. A, I love him so much. But he's not a fun guy. He's not a fun guy. I like him, but all he does, we just talk. But Mr. B, I like going out with him because it's fun to be with. Then you're like, you love Mr. A.
I love the both
He's
of them.
somebody that you can get married to. He's quiet, he's responsible. But he doesn't have that spice of exactly. Like, take me out all the time, go to the club, do crazy stuff, be adventurous. He doesn't have it. He's too, he's a book bug. Go to the office, come back, what do you need? Talk about life and that's all. But you also want that spice of craziness sometimes. So you know that there's a Mr. B. No, you're not dating him, but he's my friend. Anytime he calls me, I want to go out with him. So you're confused. Because if you end up getting married to your Mr. Right, at the point in your relationship or in the marriage, you might get bored. I get tired of it. So what happens? Because you hardly find a guy or a woman, or let's talk about guys, that is total package. You hardly find it. And even what I used to tell people is that, okay, a guy start out as a fun guy in his early days. But at some point, due to exposure, due to new friends he's meeting, he might turn to that boring guy.
Women like to be able to learn from their men and have leadership within their relationship traditionally, not all women. And so oftentimes men that are younger don't necessarily have those experiences. Some women do, and they do well in that space, but not most. But I think it's a combination of things. I think it's, for instance, I'm single, I don't have children, and people ask me like, what happened? And I'm a heterosexual woman, right? And so it's like, well, a couple things happened. First and foremost, I always say I spent too much time on the wrong relationships. I tell any young woman, get in and get out. It's the OG classic. That's what Jay-Z said. That's what Jay-Z said.
Now you're speaking the language.
Right. If it works, great. If it doesn't, move on as quickly as possible, right? Learn the lesson, forgive, and move on. So I didn't necessarily do that as often as perhaps I should have. But I also think creating a space to date and explore. Women that are driven in their careers,
they don't have time.
Tend to forget about how intentional you need to be about dating.
That's another thing. I'm glad you said that. They don't have time.
They don't have time. They don't make time.
They don't make the time.
They don't make the time.
They have the time. They don't make the time.
They don't make it because it gets exhausting, right? When you're constantly coming up against the men that may not be equally yoked.
Yeah.
You're like,
There's a list of priorities.
Yeah, I had a friend that said to me, very, very, very good friend. She said, you need to approach getting married like finding your dream job. The same way you would go and find interviews and have conversations. You need to find friends that have single friends. You need to be in spaces where there are single men, because of the type of man that you want to marry is very unique. So you're not going to just bump into him at a supermarket. You've got to be intentional.
That's a fact.
And I thought it was brilliant when she said it to me way too late, but she had, obviously expressed it. And I think the same thing happens in some of the situations that you mentioned.
So let me tell you the angle I'm coming from now. Okay? I'm asking these questions particularly because I wish well for the women in my life. I wish well for the women that come on this podcast. Okay? So I am coming at this from the background of healthcare. Okay? It is known that the best time for women to have children, if you really want to have children, the best time is from the ages of 18 to, you push it at worst, 32, 35 at worst. It's the best time for women to have children. Okay, and there's a reason for that. All the children that you will have been born with the means to have them when you were born. So usually most women are born, by the time you are born and you reach the age of you start having your menses, you usually have about between 3,000 to 400,000 eggs. And every single month, all right, every single month you shed about 1,021 of them. Roughly 1,000 of those eggs, immature eggs, they are released. They don't make it to the race. By the time your menses is starting on a monthly basis, 20 of those eggs start to mature. And then usually one egg is ready for fertilization. So if you have sex around the time that egg is released, the person gets pregnant. Whether you get pregnant or you don't get pregnant, at the end of a year, usually, you would have used up 12,000 eggs. Okay? So most women who start their menses, from the time they start their menses to the time in which they stop ovulating, really, they have roughly about like 25 years. So women who start their menses early, maybe like around the age of 8, 10, 12, by the time they are reaching the age of 35, 37, they are near the end. It doesn't mean that they can't get pregnant. It just means that it becomes a bit harder. And it doesn't mean that you won't have some people who at the age of 40, 41, 42, they will not get pregnant easily. But it means that if you take most women around the age of 37 to 40, they find it difficult. And I have people who have walked into my consulting room, which I'm talking to, and they are struggling to have children, and they can't get pregnant. And there's nothing as painful in this world for women particularly than you wanting to have children and you can't have it. Do you understand me? So that's one. The second thing also is that we also know that it is best for people to have children growing up in a house with a man and a woman. Children who are born into single mother houses, all right, they usually don't perform as well as people who are born into houses where they have two parents. Okay, so if we're having this conversation, if you add the two together, it means that for most women, if you want to have children and you want children to turn out well, it's important for you to prioritize having those children on time. It's important for you to prioritize getting married. And we hear a lot. I can't tell the number of women who I meet. There was a particular lady who I attended to. She was shedding tears. She had tried so many things. She had tried IVF. IVF cost millions. Eventually, when she tried IVF and it did not take, she tried like 4 times. When she could not get pregnant with IVF, she was nearing 40. And she said that some of the eggs that they harvested, if she had known then, she would have tried using a surrogate. Surrogacy is also expensive. Those are problems the person would not have had if she had prioritized having children early. Do you understand me? So we're not having this podcast because, fine, we're cracking jokes and all that. You talk about the issues you face and all that. But somewhere in your life, all right, there's expectation that you're supposed to have children. If you want to have children, it's best you have them in time. It's best you have them with a husband. Do you get me? The things which we are saying, if you go on social media, you won't hear these kind of things. On social media, the kind of things you hear is people telling you that, go girl, more power to you, get the bag, get your money, you are the queen, make your money, collect your money and all that. You always get, you can always have children later. A large amount of people nowadays in their 30s, women particularly, difficult having kids. They are larger than normal. It's the reason why most of our ancestors then, when people were getting to the age of 18, once women start getting the age of 18, they will prefer for them to get married because they understand that the older you get, the harder it becomes. We'll go back right now. So I would ask that question again. Not what do you need to get pregnant, not what do you need to have children. What do you need to start a family? All right, we're live. It's a good day to be here. It's good to have you guys here joining us. This is the Darkpore Show. My name is Ade Falami Agumbiadi. I'm a physician, and I have with me my colleague here.
Annabelle.
Okay, so that's what we're doing today. For those of you who don't know what this show is about, it's a show that we help people start new things, start new careers, new relationships, and figure out the way the world works. It's a practical show. And today we'll be discussing
dating apps. Do dating apps work?
Okay, so that's what we're discussing today. Today we're discussing, do dating apps really work? Okay, so you did the research for this. Let's just jump into it. unless you've been living under a rock for a very, very long time, you probably would have come across the concept of dating apps. It's nothing new. Okay, all around us, from Tinder to Hinge to Bumble to even some insidious ones like
Okay, Cupid, 8 p.m.
it's okay. I don't know what that means, but I mean, you seem to have experience with that 8 p.m.
I don't know it. I just heard it for the first time. Whether I was it. I mean, okay, I think on Instagram I saw it.
Okay, so we can see some couple of people. Um, your videos are queued up. We can see Braille. We can see NS, SZN. So this is the way it's going to work. We're going to have like a brief introduction. We'll spend the next 10-15 minutes talking about exactly what the topic today. The dating apps really work. From 5:15, 5:20, you have an opportunity to conversation. Let us know your experience using dating apps. Friends which people use for dating, more or less Instagram, Snapchat, and the rest. Why is this conversation important? It's important because of some of the kickback we got. Okay, on last month, 10th of February last month, we hosted a show in Unilag. The title of the show was we co-hosted a show in conjunction with a youth leadership organization, and then we had like a talk show on stage. And by the time we edited the videos and the videos were published, we got all manner of kickbacks for the videos because generally people had this idea that the general conversation in that particular talk show was that at the age of beyond the age of, was it 28 or 30, women find it difficult finding love.
30, yeah.
So when we started doing a bit of research, we discovered that about 2 years ago, a very, very popular church in Nigeria. Do we mention the name?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll mention the name. There's a popular
Yes.
church in Nigeria called the Redeemed Christian Church of God. They created a dating app. I think it was called
Connect now.
Connect Now or Youth Connect. And the idea behind the dating app then was to help older singles,
Yeah.
because they noticed that a lot of people, I don't know what I,
Widowers and widows too.
okay, the app was also to help widowers and widows.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Redeemed Christian Church then in Nigeria created, I think it was Connect Now app. And the idea behind the app was that people, widows would be able to find love using the app because
Yeah.
traditional methods of linking people together did not seem to be working. As it turned out, okay, when things are created for good reasons, they always have a negative. What ended up happening? The predictable thing that ended up happening.
Some married dudes, they were they came on the app and disguising as single brothers too, because a lot of I think a lot of chats was leaked in the other one. Yeah.
A lot of chats was leaked.
Yes. Some of them they were even they should meet in a hotel and all. So they asked for money first before seeing the so-called brothers, the sisters, because that's how they address themselves.
Are you
group chats.
serious?
Yeah.
I don't understand what you just said now.
This other one. You see the
Okay.
chats. This linear packages. The second one. They even exposed some of the pictures just as they blurred their faces.
Are you're kidding me?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, so the article, I think the article was published in was Linda Ikeji that published the article.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah.
And
22.
in 2022. Okay,
Yeah.
so we also had the article. So we'll try to pull up the article so that we'll pull up the article for you and see if okay, so Brel, we see you. NSNZN, we see you. Okay, so this is the article. Okay, so if you can read the article says that there was a bit of commotion in the RCCG City of David group created last year to connect single Christians together. And they said that in that particular, you should recall that in 2021, in 2021, let's centralize this so that we'll show on the same page. Okay. So in 2021, it was announced that the Redeemed Christian Church of God, City of David Parish, created a dating app called Redeemers Connect. I think later the name of the article was changed to Connect Now.
Connect
also.
now, okay.
And then the church said that the dating app was exclusively for Christian singles, widows, widowers, and unmarried seniors in the RCCG global family with the serious intent to get married in a year or two upon enlisting as members. Well, it turned out at that time that the purpose of the group was defeated and it created tension. Why? Because some group members took to the platform on May 26th of last year and they alleged that there were married men in the group who are pretending to be single to trap unsuspecting single sisters. You also said something else, which you went on to go and say that you said that there was a particular woman who also said that a brother from the group invited her to a hotel and she was
Yes.
supposed to ask him if he met her in a group.
If you met her in a like hookup app, that's what she was saying.
Okay, so that's that happened. That happened on a religious group. So the major reason why we're asking this question is this: in today's world, by the time you enter your mid-20s, and you most likely would have entered into the world of work. Okay, a lot of people do not have time on the weekends unless you work in like a customer-facing role. Maybe you're like a sales rep, or you're in a role in which it takes you out there. You're constantly meeting new people. Most people end up either working behind the computer screen for those people who are like white collar work, or for people who work in retails, you end up working in the back corner of one office or one organization or the other.
Even in banks.
Banks. So that's why we're having this conversation, because we want to. So effectively, if you are listening to this, if you are part of this particular show, want to hear your thoughts. Do dating apps work? Have you tried dating apps? Have they worked for you? How exactly? Like one of the questions that we consistently have had people ask us who have come on the show is this: how exactly are people meeting people? Where are people seeing wives? Where are they seeing husbands and all that? So let us know. So we'll give you a bit of history. An article was published in February 2024 by Newsweek in the United States, and that article said that there was a Gen Z woman who deleted her dating apps. Tell us that story.
And she quoted in quotes, she was like, it's a waste of time actually, because she was like, I think it was even more stressful to even like get somebody on the app. It was better meeting the person like one-on-one for her actually. Funny enough, it was not only her, that's why I put the link there in case. There were other people that still said that it was a waste of time these days, that the app is just, people just tend to like put what they think they are there. But basically that's not like everything they are. Do you understand? They still have other personalities that they are not showing. So sometimes, all this dating app, I think you have to like swipe if you match with person and all.
Okay, so you have never used the dating app before?
Nope.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So you've never used Tinder, Bumble? You've never used 8pm?
No, God forbid.
Okay, what about Instagram? You're on Instagram, you're on Snapchat now?
Yes.
Okay, and people use Instagram or Snapchat more or less like as in place of like dating apps, kind of, to fix updates.
But I've not, personally for me, there are a lot of people, in fact, some of my friends, I think that they get to like meet people through the internet, but it does not work for me. So it doesn't work for me. So
Okay, we'll get into your personal life later so that we don't. Okay, so we'll take a quick look at the article. And that particular article, Gen Z women delete dating apps within 1 month. They consider it a waste of time. This is okay. So okay, so this is the particular article we're looking at. So Gen Z women delete dating apps within a month. It's a waste of time. And the article goes on to say that while finding love, what category of people do you call Gen Z generally?
Youngsters, like I think from 2000, but basically when I checked the other time, it was from 1997, 96.
Okay, so that's like so anybody right now born between 1997 and 2012.
Yes,
So effectively,
exactly.
if you are from 11 to the age of 26, you fall into Gen Z.
Yeah.
Okay, so this particular article that we're reviewing, it says that while finding love might be seen as an online game by many in today's culture, there's a wave of Gen Zers. That means young people below the age of 26 who are ditching the apps and searching for love in person.
Yeah.
And the reason why they are doing that, okay, the reason why they are doing that is because they see it as like a rebellion against the digital dating scene that feels superficial and exhausting to so many people. Okay, ever since Tinder and most it's a relationship friendly competitors like Bumble and Hinge came on the scene, all manner of dating apps have popped up. And I'll tell you that it didn't start with Tinder. Okay, I'm talking about like 20 years ago. You had apps like Plenty of Fish, you had Match.com, you had OK Cupid. You even have people.
I
Even
think OK Cupid is still part of it because when I was doing my research, I saw it there. Even one of the stories, for personal stories, I think OK Cupid is where somebody met a partner.
met a partner.
Yeah.
And then I think this is also one of the things that also accelerated it was this particular article, that particular documentary. There was a documentary that came out 2 years ago, Tinder Swindler,
On Netflix.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
It was about this. Most of you probably remember that particular guy. I think his name was what was his name?
Forgotten his name.
He claimed to be the son of a diamond billionaire, and then he took women on like dates, met each them up on Tinder, and then used the Tinder dating platform to convince them, love bomb them, and convince them to take out loans. And he used the loans that they took out on his behalf, and they lent to him to take other ladies out. So it's a great documentary. If you haven't had time to watch it, we'll suggest take a couple of comments because there are a couple of comments in the chat, and then we'll come back to the conversation. So okay, so in the chat, we Anson Uche Jr. is saying this. Anson is saying that dating apps do work, but I think it's more of who is behind the profile. Anson, I'm not so sure I understand exactly what you mean by. I think it's more of who is behind the profile. So if you can get your video on, you can join the. We'll do this right now. We'll place the. So we'll place the link to join this video in the comment so that if you want to join the video, so that's the link, the Darkpore Show console. So if you want to, Anson want to hear more from you. Okay, Anson is also saying that if that person, Anson is saying that if that person is genuine,
seeking love.
and they find someone who is also seeking love, you'd bet that these people will connect well and then get to follow each other. Appropriate ways to make it work. Okay.
I think basically this dating app stuff is, I don't know, it's like a scam for me, Sha, because I feel like many people there, they are just there for hookups and the rest.
Okay, you're saying that many people are there for hookups.
Yes, a lot of them are there for hookups.
Are you talking about, is it male or female or both?
Both actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you mean by hookup? For those of us who are like
They're not serious. Like what Hanson is saying is like if you meet a genuine person, it's going to work and all. But it's hard for you to meet a genuine person. Very, very difficult because many of them, I think once, like the whole research I did and everything, once they like match with you and everything, probably you guys meet on the first day or something. It's just, I don't know, basically it's just like hookup for me, Sha, because sometimes they might not even meet you again. Maybe if you meet on the first day and probably something happened, probably you sleep with the person, that's the end. The person might not call you again. Then the person is going on to the next. And I feel like for guys, basically, it's because the app, there are lots of girls there. There are lots of girls there. So they feel like, okay, once I'm done with this person, I can move to the next. Then for girls too, probably, some of them, okay, if this particular boy gives me money, I'll be available and also they'll collect money from here, collect like from different places. So that's why many of them are still on the apps there.
Oh my God, NS season is the guy is saying NS season is saying that. Excuse me, ma, how do you know that they are there for hookup if you have never used dating apps?
I've never used it, but I've heard stories now, and I did the research. NS.
Osato, I think people are coming for you. People don't believe that it's extremely hard for you to. Do you have an Instagram profile? Are you on Instagram?
Yes, I'm on Instagram.
Okay, what's your name on Instagram?
Satu. Underscore Satu.
Can we pull up your
There's no
Instagram page
picture
now?
there. That's the thing.
Okay.
You cannot. I don't know.
All right. So the truth of the matter is the fact that at some particular point in time, like we said much earlier, the reason why we are doing this, the reason why we are hosting this live is because in our physical shows that we've held last year before the last, and even up till very, very early this year, people kept asking the question that how do you go about meeting people? We even had a particular episode on YouTube. If you have time, I would suggest you go and check the episode out. There's an episode on YouTube in which we had I think it was where do people meet people, and it'll say club versus church and the rest.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so it's an episode if you have the time. If you have the time, go to the episode. I can see Janet. Janet is inside the Janet, we see your video. Are you ready to come on? Do we add you to video? Do you want to comment? We have a question for you. The question is this. The question is exactly do dating apps really work? Have you used the dating app before? So we're gonna add you to Okay, Janet. You have to position yourself properly so we can see you. You can't watch yourself on YouTube while answering us. So I hope you're comfortable. Yeah, so have you used dating apps before? It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Welcome, Janet.
Thank you.
Have you used the dating app before?
Yes.
Which of them?
Bumble.
Did you say Bumble or Bonbon? Because it's a bit.
Bumble.
Okay, you know, man. Okay.
Yeah.
What was your experience like? How did Bumble? How does Bumble function?
Actually, sometimes it's risky because it's risky. Like the amount of friends in the country now makes dating apps risky at times. But then my current partner, we met on Bumble. We're fine.
Are you serious? Why are you the one that made the first? Did you make the first move?
Yes, Bumble, you make the first move, because you know we women were out there. So I think that was like the app that way.
Okay, so
So
for you,
go for what you
so in your particular case right now, the dating app worked for you.
What did you say?
So Bumble works for you.
Yes.
Okay, so all right. So before you used Bumble, are you saying that the very first person was the very first person you dated? Was the very first person you dated was the first person you met on Bumble the first person you dated? Because the way you're telling this story now, anybody hearing you, you're giving us the impression that it's a very, very successful story.
It works for everyone. It's like it's a 50% chance. Sure, you understand? It works out for some people and it's not for some people. You just have to do this if you want to find love, right? So I'm not like saying it's 100% chance for you to find love there. You might and you might not. That's depending on the kind of mindset you have when you're on Bumble. If you go to a dating app for hookup, you meet hookup people there. If you go to dating app to find love there. If you go to dating app to just do shit.
How are we going to find love there? Please, I need you to explain that part for me.
Osato is asking for.
How do you find love there without meeting those people that want hookup? How do you find love there?
I don't know. Like that's what I said. With your own mindset, that's how you find love there, and the kind of people you swipe right on. Like there are some people when you see them, you know this kind of person. This person is just here to play. So you just have to know the kind of people you swipe right on and the kind of people that's where you find love. Like and from conversation, that's how you have to chat. You understand? From conversation you guys are having, you know if this person is serious. So you just have to use your head as a woman. Just have to use your brain when you're on dating apps, because there are a lot of people there doing shit, like shitty people. There are a lot of shitty people there. So use your brain.
I hope Ernest
Use your
can hear
head.
me.
Okay,
Use
but
your head when you're out.
Janet,
Don't use your
the
mind.
challenge I have with you is the challenge I have is that there are lots of on dating apps. How do you know if a girl is there for? I don't know if somebody is there for hookup because on dating apps, like when we're doing research for this, some people on dating apps can tell you that there are no hookup, and then when you contact them, when you say hello to them and all that, the first response they will send you is either their bill or whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I said you only get to know when you guys start having a conversation. You can't know from their profile. Like you have seen men write it on their profile that I'm not here for hookup. Then the moment you guys start having a conversation, what they want is for you to come to their house and just have sex with you. They're not shitty people taking serious. So you can only know guys start having a conversation. From person's conversation, you know if this person is truly looking for love. That I said, as a woman, when you're on a dating app, you need to use your mind, you need to use your brain, you don't use your heart. Because you know at times we like get attracted to somebody easily, and the moment the person starts saying some things, you start using your heart to chat with the person, you won't use your head again. So you have to use your head, you have to use your
Okay, so
that's
I
it.
have so in your own particular case now. So how long have you been dating your current boyfriend for?
That should be 4 or 5 months.
4 5 months. And as soon as he matched with you and you guys started dating officially, he has decided that okay, he has left Bumble. He's no longer on dating app after he matched with you.
Yeah. And
What do you say?
moreover, see, I left. I can boldly say I left Bumble because I feel like okay, I found someone. But for men, you can't know. Do you understand what I'm saying? As I said,
I don't-
you still have to use your head. You have to use your head because we can both delete Bumble now, and I'll leave. You download that Bumble again. So just have to use your head, and you can't just say yes. My man left Bumble. No, you might leave his house now. Your man will open Bumble back.
Men are deceitful.
So that's just
Okay, you've already fired shots, and I think Ernest is in. Ernest, are you ready to come on? Because Janet, just stay on. We'll leave you on. Don't leave the video right now. Ernest, do you want to respond to what Janet said? Because Janet is saying that even though you meet a guy, a responsible guy on dating apps, there's a very good chance that even while he's dating you, he may still leave you and go ahead and continue to use dating apps to try to hook up with other ladies. Ernest, are you ready? Just can you put your video on? Okay, Ernest is not ready to join the conversation. Let's see. Let's see what Miracle has to say. Miracle.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Um,
See you.
I'm in support of Janet because this dating app is mostly you have paradox of choices. That's you struggle to just meet just one person because you are seeing different personalities. Um, on the dating app, you meet this. Okay, this girl is nice. You meet this girl is nice. So you just have different choices to make, and you cannot just like stick to one. And again, ghosting and all those stuff, it does get to a point where the conversation will not be interesting again, and before you know the communication, you start lacking communication. And see what people do again is that they take first impression. Many people are
Your
most
audio
people.
is your audio is breaking. Miracle. We're listening. You're saying what people do is you said what people do is
Sorry.
you are saying that what people do again is we couldn't hear what you said. We lost you for a while.
False impression. They learn false impression. Mostly, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can.
yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, now I said they lay false impressions because most people they are based solely on the appearance of people. This dating app, you don't get to meet the person you just meet online and you just believe that you are a match based on what I've seen on your social medias or everything. So it's just false impression of people and paradox of choices. And one thing I would like to add about what Janet said is um mismatched expectations. Many people don't come because they want to date. They come for different intentions, and when you meet someone that is coming for a different intention, you guys just have misunderstanding, and it brings about disappointments. So that's one negativity of dating apps. Okay.
All right. So, Anson, you can see Anson in the chat. Anson, we're going to bring in your video right now. Are you ready for us? Because the ladies are. Okay, so I'll bring Anson in right now. All right.
Okay.
So,
Good afternoon, everyone. Or good
yeah,
evening.
good afternoon.
Okay, so the thing is, that's why I said it depends on who's behind the profile. Because you cannot tell me someone
Anson,
who's
can
not
you
ready.
reposition? Can you reposition the camera so that because your face is out of focus? So, okay, beautiful.
Okay, so that's why I was saying it depends on who is behind the profile. Because somebody who's not ready for love, or who's not ready to find love, who's just there just to, you know, who's just there for fun, and also they have this dating have apps has like bio to tell you to put down things about yourself. So now when you are swiping, I don't know if most people don't actually look at those things because you have to read about this person first. That's why they have that biography section. So now when if you felt like okay, this person matches what I want, but that's not where it ends. You have to also follow the conversations. So when you're following the conversations, yeah, like Jenna says, you have to use your head. But mind you, it's not just only for the females alone because yes, there are fake profiles out there of females which are not even real too. Or there are females there too which are not even there for love but just also want to have fun. So putting it on just a particular gender is quite wrong because it actually goes both ways. So both parties just need to be careful. Okay, we met on this app, we're talking, and the conversations, you ask questions that are that are
I have a question for you. I have a question for you. Have you ever used the dating app?
okay. Okay, I wouldn't say I've used dating apps per se,
It's a
but
yes
then
or no
I would
question.
say
Yes or
other
no.
media apps like
Have you
Facebook,
used the dating app?
Instagram, or something too.
Have you used a dating app like maybe Tinder, Hinge, or Snap? Have you used any
I
dating?
once had a profile, but I removed that. I once had a profile, but I deleted it.
Can you tell us why?
Have you used a dating app for hookups? Okay, let me just put you on the spot. Have you used a dating app for hookups?
No, I haven't used Tinder for hookup, but I've used Tinder before then, but I deleted Tinder because I noticed most people on Tinder are just there for
For the fun,
you
Abby?
get.
Are they just there for fun? Or
Yes, most people on Tinder are just there for the fun. If you are able to find love, I wouldn't even recommend somebody going on Tinder.
I think
okay,
basically in Nigeria is worse because other countries, I think there are a few success stories to this dating app stuff. Sha.
okay. So I would ask right now: is there anybody in this particular chat who you've used a dating app apart from Janet? Because Janet said that she met the person she's currently dating. She met the person on Bumble, but she's not certain because she's not certain that when men meet people on Bumble, they leave. She's not certain that after starting a relationship, that the same man that you meet on that particular platform, I'm not talking about our own personal case now, but she's not saying that the same man you meet on that particular platform, there's no guarantee that that man will delete the dating app. So is there anybody in the chat, okay, who you've met someone on dating app and you guys started a relationship?
I think
It
Answer.
was not successful.
Eh?
See, I cannot
It was
guarantee that a female that also told me she deleted the app wouldn't go back there. So that's what I'm saying. It depends on the
You
person
guys are just
right now. If it's an honest person, when you meet somebody, when you are conversing, you get an idea of what this person is like. Then it doesn't just end just on the conversation. And when you feel like okay, you are getting to an extent, then you all have to like see each other once in a while, and it doesn't just end on the because nowadays they are fake profiles, be it male, be it female.
All right, so we'll do it this way. I'll bring Braille says he has, so we'll bring Braille into the conversation. Let's say his thoughts, and I think he has a couple of questions for you guys. All right, so Braille,
You need to
let's see your face. Hello, Braille. Your audio is not you can't hear your audio. All right, so I think you should work on your audio and we'll bring you back. Okay? Work on your audio, we'll bring you back on that. Okay, so Janet is back. Janet, you said something much earlier. You said that I think there's okay, somebody is speaking in the chat. Who is the person speaking? Janet, is that coming from your group? Is that coming from you? There's somebody saying that it's a lie or so. Whoever is saying that, can you come on the chat? Let's hear. Okay, I think it's from Janet. Janet, somebody is speaking in the background. Hello? Hello?
Dating app, but it was not successful. Everybody just asking for different things.
different things like what?
What are different things that everybody was asking for?
If you just like, you see someone that you've seen the physical appearance that you want, and you say, okay, this is the kind of person I like, and you click on to message the person or whatever, and before you know, they start asking you how much and things like that. That's the first question, how much? Like they've limited dating apps to where you meet people to just, hang out and just
Answering,
do
you
other
know, you just
stuff.
said that answering is mind thinking that answering is thinking as an OG like Janet. Janet. We're saying audio is feeding from somewhere, Janet. Okay. All right, Miracle, please continue. Miracle, we're listening to you. Okay, so we'll bring Miracle back. So, bro, can you talk right now? All right,
Yes,
bro.
you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
All right. So I have used dating apps before. I've used Bumble. I've even used Badoo. What thing is that? Can you hear me?
Just hold on a minute. Okay. Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So thing is that dating apps work, but it just depends on individual. Depends on the personality. You understand? And the thing about dating apps is that as long as you're able to meet anyone, it's very much easy because you cannot compare meeting anyone on Instagram or Twitter and meeting someone on Bumble. So there's a difference. Like it's even weird if a person should just come on.
I don't understand what you just said now. You said that, listen, bro, you said that you cannot compare meeting someone on Instagram to meeting somebody on
Bumble. Yes, I
What's the
said so because it's easier. Now it's easier meeting someone on Bumble than meeting on Instagram because you know that this person that you are meeting, you intentionally like this person and you like what you've seen or how the person has portrayed him or herself. Did you get what I said?
I didn't get what you said. Can you repeat what you said?
I said it's much easier because already matching with this person or liking with this person has shown that you like what you see and how the person has portrayed him or herself on the bio. You understand? So it's much more easier to meet a
Can you
person as
frame
well
your face
because of
properly? Because the camera is not, we can't see your full face. Sorry. Okay. Okay, you're saying.
how about now?
Yes, it's better now.
Okay, so I was saying that like it's even it will come off as weird if you're just texting the person on Instagram, unlike Bumble. You know that okay, oh, this person that's texting you is someone that you've matched with already, someone that you find interesting via his or her bio.
So you're saying it's easier to meet somebody on the dating app than the normal social media apps like
Yes, it's easier
Instagram.
because let's say for example now, if I match
Mm,
with you, yeah,
mm.
and I just come to your DM, please, which one you find weird?
Okay, I've not like I said I've not used the dating app before, but
Oh,
I feel
okay, you've not really dating app. Okay, okay.
yeah,
For
but I
someone
feel
that is
like
dating app,
okay, but I feel like Instagram is better, or I don't know, Facebook or anything at all is better. Aside Snapchat, is better because um probably you will get to like see the person's daily activities, like updating the status and all those things, the pictures and everything. At least you already know that okay, this is this particular person you're talking to. Because sometimes those dating apps, person might put a picture there and it's not the person that is even there. Do you understand?
that one is there. That one's like that's like
You
catfishing. Then
know,
that's like the
exactly.
downside. That's the
And you know
downside.
that many of those things that they are writing on their profile and all those things, they are basically lies. They'll just write it there so that when anybody that reads it, the person will be like, okay, so that the people can
Do
like feel good and like, okay, I think I match with this person. Then basically when you meet the person, it's a different case entirely. I think
the
that's where
same
the
thing goes to
conversation how
Instagram
much
now. Same thing goes to Instagram.
It's
You
the
can have a
same
lot of
way.
fake life on Instagram too.
It's the same way you meet somebody on Instagram and it's
um,
all
that's what I'm saying, but it's different basically. At least you are seeing the person you are talking to. No, at least you
how
are
is it
seeing the
different?
person. Do you understand? I'm not saying that it's entirely different, but at least you have seen the person. You know that this is the particular person you're talking to.
Yeah, this person
My own
too. You
point
have
is
seen
that
the
it's
person on.
easier.
You've seen
Like
the
my
person
own
too on the
point,
dating app.
my point is that it's easier to meet
Okay, maybe I
because
will.
Because yeah,
maybe
people
in
are
fact
more intentional on the dating app
you need to
because
even register that on that Bumble so you can see how it's done. So you can
I
have more
should.
points to the
I
one
should
you have.
register on Bumble, Abi.
Yeah, you should just register
I'll take it.
for your analysis or observation, so you can
Okay.
know how it's done.
I'll take
And
your
until
advice.
you register, then you have a point over me.
I'm saying
Okay.
all these things with what I've heard. That's what I'm saying, Sha.
Now, you
So I
see,
think
what you've read is not what I've been into. They're quite
one
different.
thing about these things is the bad news will fly faster than the good ones. So people will keep talking about the bad side because they want
I think the
those
success
apps to
story is just
more
like
like
what you
improve
said.
on their security and all.
all right. So I think Janet is back. Let's just say let's hear Janet's thought. So Janet was back and just disappeared. Okay, so I would say this. A couple of success stories because while we're researching this particular topic, we had a couple of like 10 personal stories that came up and all that. So let's just quickly jump into it. So there's this particular person that said that she had been on Tinder for quite some time. She said, I've been on Tinder for about 2 years, but I had fewer than 100 matches because she was picky. So when she saw Raphael's profile, what really stood up for her was that the photo showed this huge library. She said that she was a bookworm, and so seeing that he had even more books than she did was what really made her swipe right on him. And she told him that, but he thinks she's kidding. After the match, they spoke non-stop for a few days. He asked her out to get a drink, and she said no. Eventually, they went out to get some drinks later, and they've been dating. And it's been 5 months now that they are dating. Anytime people ask her that how did they meet, she says they met online. All right, so that's one story. Maria and Raphael. So Maria and Raphael, that's one good story.
Yeah,
Um,
that's one successful story on Bumble now. Like dating apps now.
okay, so this is it. The reason why we're having this, I don't want us to lose focus. Let's not lose sight of exactly why we're having this conversation. We're having this conversation because, as most of you guys, for those of you, the three of you, or rather the four of you who are on this live chat with us, your video is on right now. Most of you, you've been into our studio, and each time we run the show, the Darkpore Show, the physical event, we at the end of the show, we constantly keep asking questions. Where are you people? Where are people meeting people? Where are people getting to? How are people getting to start relationships and all that? And so that's why we are hosting this show. We're hosting this episode because people want to learn from your experiences. Okay, so we understand that it's a dangerous world out there. The internet is a crazy place. Ideally, you should be careful about strangers because there are people who get on dating apps to rob you. In fact, there are stories while we're doing research for this in Atlanta. In Atlanta, if you use a dating app and the lady comes and the lady wants to come back to your house aggressively, there's a very good chance that she's coming back to your house to scope out your house so that she can arrange for her armed robber boyfriend to come and rob you. All right, so yes, you have those. There are those nasty things. You understand? People who go on dating apps, they say yes to the market to come to your house, and while you are trying to make them feel at home and all that, there are people outside that come in and they are into steal. They are into steal your. If you have a PlayStation or if you have money or anything you have, they rob you of all your goods. They are bad stories. We understand that, but we're not here having conversation about bad stories. We want to hear about the success stories and what made it work. Okay, and so that's why we're asking. If you are in the chat, for example, guys, if you're in the chat, you're watching this, and you have like a success story with dating apps, we want to hear from you exactly what you did and what made it work. We'll bring Janet back on. Janet, you were saying there was somebody else who was speaking. I think you had a friend who was talking in the chat and all that. Let's hear from her.
Yes, yes.
Bring your friend on the chat now. Let her talk. Okay. Miracle is back.
Sorry, please hold on.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Okay, while she prepares herself, Miracle, there was something you were saying. Miracle, please properly frame yourself. You were saying something earlier. You said that when you appeared on dating app, people are asking you, the first question people are asking you was how much.
Yes, and most of the time they just use false picture. You will just see someone that you're attracted to, and before you know it is one malam that is messaging you or something like that.
Say what I'm
Wait,
saying now.
are you abusing people who are malams or what? Because I don't understand.
I'm not abusing them. Oh, sorry to malams, but I'm not abusing them. I'm just saying they're just like faking it. It's not necessary. Like some
Are you
might,
saying it's
some
particularly
not me, but
women?
someone may like you for you.
She said not me.
It is.
Okay, so we'll come back to you, Janet. All right, so let's talk to your friend. Let's talk to your friend. Your friend, in the background, we're hearing. Okay, how you doing? What's your name? What's your name? Have you been on our show physically? Have you been to our studio before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, you haven't. Yeah, so we're hearing what you were saying and we're interested. A lot of things you were saying behind the scenes, we're picking it up. So let's have your thoughts. Have you used the dating app before?
Oh yes, I am.
Are you presently active on dating apps?
Yes.
Okay, so which of them do you use? Huh?
I don't know.
Bumble. All right, so does it work for you? Let's have your thoughts. I don't want to drag this out from you now because you have
Can you
some
tell
things-
us your experience? Oh, it did not. Yeah, just tell us your experience. Like, what have you like? Tell us your experience. We can't hear you. Can you speak out? All right. Let me know. Can you hear me now? Yes, loud and clear. Okay. Well, actually, for me, it didn't work for me because I feel like maybe because I haven't met the person yet. Because people actually met there, I feel like they're a joke. So I haven't met like maybe the person that want to be serious or that want. I feel like they're just joking around at the moment. And funny enough, Tina said something the other time. She said the way maybe things chat
Can't hear you
My
clearly.
audio is not
There's
good.
people that chat like
Janet, we can't hear you clearly. You're saying, hello?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes, your
Hello,
audio. Yes, we can hear you now. Can you start over again, please? You are saying it didn't work for you.
I said so. I'm like, since I've been there, it's been like a joke so far, and it doesn't work for me. So I was trying to pick a point about what Janet said the other time. She made a point. She said that on dating app, that when you want to meet someone serious, that
Can you
maybe
step back so that we can
like
see your face properly? Just step back a bit. Okay, yeah, that's good. All right, you are saying that what?
said she said that at times, like, said conversation, the way the person talk, that's the person maybe you matched with, the way they talk, you're going to know maybe this person is serious. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. I've met people that talk like well-mannered human beings, like they're mannered, like they talk like they're serious, but their intention are not right.
They just say the right things
Okay,
for
can
you
you
to hear.
give us an example of a situation that happened? Okay, just because make it real for us.
Okay, let's say for instance now, I met this person, like we talk, like we do talk, but I noticed that he's not like we do talk, we have a conversation, like we flow, but I discovered that he's not willing to get something serious or be with me. Like he still wants to be, I don't know. He still wants to flirt around, like he doesn't want
other women.
exactly. He still wants to flirt around, like he doesn't want to be on something serious.
Okay, so what exactly do you want? You want to have sex, regular sex, right?
Yeah. Exactly, like something like we should just see each other and just have sex, and hope I'm not using the word. Hope the word is allowed.
Doesn't matter.
It does not matter. We put your face on camera
Brian
properly
and Hansi, I
now.
hope you can hear what your gender is doing on the dating apps.
Yes. Good.
Oh,
And too.
Justin,
You can hear.
them, people that do say these things are those people that on their bio they'll be like, okay, I don't I don't want any hookup girl. I don't want any hookup hookup girls. I want them, but impose it first. Like for instance, now we want to meet up definitely because we met online. So they'll be like, the first thing is, can you come over to my place for weekend?
Okay.
What's going on at your
Exactly. Are they sharing money there?
Times it's not that we should go to a restaurant and eat. It's not about eating. Sometimes we
Brent,
can be in an open space.
As you're talking,
and
Brent
discuss.
is just smiling that, oh boy, see as they cast me live.
So sometimes I'm like you said it yourself that you don't want to cop girls. But when we get to the conversation of let's get to meet each other, the next thing is, can you come over to my place for the weekend? Why?
Weekend.
You say say that because we can talk. What do you want to talk about? All over, like throughout the night. What do you want to say over the night? So I don't know.
Okay, so if effectively, almost every single person that you've met, basically what you're saying is that almost every single person you've met on the dating site wants you to come over to visit them, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Me, I haven't met someone that says, okay, let's meet over and maybe chill out and talk. Like I said earlier, it's not about the drink sometimes. It doesn't matter. But okay, as someone that a real man that wants to have something with someone, like okay, you want to have a serious relationship with someone,
Relationship.
you can't
You can't.
to get to know each other. Sometimes like, guys, are they not scared of
I don't
strangers?
understand, but risky. They complain. What's it concern you?
Okay, so I would respond. Let me quickly respond to some of the things you said. Okay, because I think we have to. Okay, so what you just said right now about what you said about that men are asking you to come over and all that. Let me be the one to break the bad news to you. Okay, every man, whether the person is a good man or is a bad man, every man, all right, wants to sleep with you. Okay, whether it's a good man or a bad man, whether the guy is a godly man, whether he's a pastor or is religious or whatever, every man wants to sleep with you.
But some of them,
The only difference is that some men probably want to marry you before they sleep with you.
it's not even that one. Some
And
of them say it too early. Like, come to my house. You are just talking to the person today. The next day they are saying, come to your house. To do what? You don't even know if I'm a witch. You don't even know. People shout. Men.
Janet's friend is responding. Put on your audio back. Janet's friend. Okay.
You know that every man wants to sleep with. Yes, I get that, but sometimes like make it appropriate. Like, so I won't feel like okay, what I did, you know what just happened. You don't like, just make it appropriate. I know that. Okay, I get that. Okay, you don't have to
hook up, swipe
hook
left
up
on your
exactly.
profile. That was what I said the other time. Like, not everything works out. You meet people and you might actually have a very good relationship with them, but you meet some guys and they're just fools. Like, for real. Like,
Bro, you guys can't just jump in this.
they're like, they're not okay like that. Oh god. For real, dating apps is very like,
So
you
you
just
can
have
notice
to.
something.
Yes, you can. Defend your gender.
No, I'm not even defending my gender. Normally, we used to fuck up. Yes, we usually misbehave. You understand? But now, let me correct a narrative. I want to correct a narrative. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Janet will allow you. Janet will allow you to talk. Let's hear what Brel has to say. We'll bring it back.
Okay, so it says do dating apps work? Now, I'm saying it works. Now, for the fact that you're able to match with this person, yeah, means that it has worked. Like, you like this person and she likes you back. Automatically, it has worked. So the whole you come to my house is a personality thing, because it can happen on Instagram too. Let's be honest, it can happen on Instagram too. So as long as you and I we found interest in each other, it means that it has worked. So the main is just within you guys. And as for Jeanette's friend, don't worry, you find the one that will not tell you come to my house.
Are you okay?
Maybe it's the kind of guy you are missing, because if you have to meet someone like me, I don't think it will have to happen that way. But what I'm trying to say is that it just depends on kind of people. But basically, as long as you guys have found interest in each other, automatically it worked. Period. Thank you.
Bro, did you just say that she should come to your house or something? Did I hear you properly?
No, that's not what I'm saying. No. Don't come to my house. Not yet, yeah. Till we get along.
Okay.
No. She said something about for the first time now. I'm like trying to let her know that.
Said the fact that we both swiped right means it has worked. No.
Yes, now. Did you swipe right for you? You swipe right. You swipe right means it matched now.
Yes, and that doesn't mean it has worked. You said it has worked. Like, the fact that we both swiped right means it has worked. No, you can't.
But it's a match.
No. See, let me tell you something. There are men that when they want to swipe right, is when they will just swipe right straight. They don't swipe right because they want to have something serious, because they like you. Just the boobs has attracted them, and they so you can't tell me because we both swiped that and we matched.
Stop posting boobs then.
Why is she going to?
Seriously.
So
Not
how did
possible because it's I feel the way you're dressed, the way you're dressed now. Eh? So you're on dating app, you're looking for something serious, you're posting boobs. How will you be addressed?
All right, so listen. So we'll still take more of the conversation. Right? We're 1 hour into the conversation. So we'll take more of the conversation, but let's just take a back end and just stay on the just stay on the line. It's something we really need to get into. Just stay on the line and we'll bring you guys back right now. Okay, so well, first you have to understand exactly how dating apps came to be. Okay, because from what it is you're saying, Brel raised a very, very important point. Brel mentioned that um, the way you address is the way you should be. The way you address is the way you are addressed,
Yeah.
and that if you dress in a particular way on the dating apps, you would attract a particular kind of guy. Okay. Before we get into it, I want Miracle to respond. Do you agree? Do you agree with him that the way you are dressed? Have you noticed any difference in the way you are dressed with regards to the way guys, with regards to the kind of advances that you get on dating apps?
The thing is, okay, it's true. The way you dress is the way you be addressed. It's true. I think that's it. Because I mean, some people don't actually.
You're welcome.
How did you dress? How did you dress? The way when people are asking how much exactly, I want to know how you dressed.
Me.
Yeah.
I'm only
Because you said that
maybe because of what I do, and
did you open
I
your
don't
body?
open my body. Oh.
But
I don't open my body. I hardly even wear skirts.
But they asked you how much.
But they see price to how much, Abby.
Yes. I mean,
you're fine now.
no. But I mean, it's true. But me, I'm always official outside, probably because of what I do. But so that's it.
Okay, so let's get back into the show. So a couple of things. A couple of things. The question. So we're going to ask a couple of questions now, and the question is this: in all what we have said, and we're asking you guys to, because you guys obviously, Janet, Brel, Anston, Miracle, you have some degree of experience using dating apps. Okay, and for other people who also want to join the chat, you have some degree of experience using dating apps. So the question I want to ask right now is there anything? Is there any particular dating app that you probably would advise anybody to consider using? Okay, so that's the question. Is there any particular dating app that you would advise? So, for example, if you have a woman, if you have a lady that is like, let's assume she's like in her early 30s, she's not getting much luck meeting people. Because, for example, if you live in a city center, if you live in cities, and you have to work Monday to Friday, there's a very, very good chance that you can go from Monday to Friday and not run into new people. It's possible. Okay, so what dating app would you advise from your own experience?
Bumble. Very okay.
Okay, what exactly separates Bumble from the rest of the dating apps?
I feel men on Bumble, they still look normal to me.
Don't say that. You only tried Bumble.
I don't know exactly what your friend is saying, that men on Bumble look normal. She also said that you've only tried Bumble. What's your friend's name again? Janet friend, what's your name?
Yomide.
My name is Ayomi.
Yeah, okay. Let's come into the conversation. All right.
So what I was saying is, said only Bumble men, like she feels like Bumble men are normal, right? So I was telling her that's because she has only tried Bumble and Tinder, so she can't really say that other dating apps too are not good. But for her, she can only recommend Bumble because she's a living testimony. So that's just it.
The way you're talking about living testimony. Wait, on this same Bumble that she's saying, on this same Bumble, On the same Bumble, she's saying that she has met men who are not serious. That's what she has just said now. She has told us that on Bumble she has met men who just want to show
You
off.
can always try again. That is it. Like the fact that you met a bad person today does not mean you try the app again tomorrow and you meet a bad person. You can always try again. I don't know for other people,
I feel
but
like
for me,
99 bad people. Like, just one good person.
We're listening to you. Janet, we're listening to you. You said for you.
yes, like you can always try again. Trying to find love is all about taking risks. Like going on dates with the person is all about taking risks. You don't know the person, you don't know where the person is from, you don't know who the person is. Everything is all about taking risks. So you can't always meet bad people. You try again. 365 days, you can't be unfortunate every day. You have to try every day. Then one day God will help.
One day God will help. Okay. I would say this. I will say this. So let's quickly talk about. So we'll get into. So the question we're having right now is, what dating app should you use? Okay. So what dating app should you use? You are saying that you should use Bumble. Okay. So
yeah, I can recommend Bumble.
You would recommend Bumble. Okay, I want to ask a question. What dating apps do people use for hookups normally? I'm not saying I have experience with it, but what do you find people using? What dating apps do you using for?
I don't know, but when you like there are varieties of dating apps. When you check Play Store, you see them there. Don't know. I
I'm
can
not
only
saying.
recommend one.
So you're telling me that on Bumble you don't have girls. You don't have girls don't show up on Bumble wanting to do hookup. Is that what you're saying?
Like as women, we can't see women's profile. We can only see men's profile.
Okay, Ernest is saying that Tinder is for hookup 90%. Oh, okay.
Tinder. Oh no, I'm not saying Tinder is for hookup. I'm not saying Tinder is for hookup. I don't know. I can't say. It's also a dating app. You can also use Tinder. But for me, I can only recommend Bumble. I don't know about Tinder. I've used Tinder before, but it wasn't working for me. I don't know about somebody else. It wasn't working at all. When I started using Bumble.
What was the major issue with Tinder? What was the major issue with Tinder?
I don't know. Like on Tinder, and I noticed most people on Tinder, like they are more older men, like men in their 40s or 50s looking for love there.
I think there's a glitch in your network.
There's a glitch in your network. We can't really.
So I don't know. Okay, can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes, we can hear you now. Anthony Uchechukwu says that what's Anthony? Anthony is saying that dating apps and real face dating are all the same thing. People will be people no matter the difference. There isn't any strategy that is used on dating apps that hasn't been used on live dating too. It's the same. All right. That's what Anthony is saying. Okay, so you are back on Janet. Let's hear you. You were saying something. We didn't get what you were saying much earlier.
Like I said, I don't really know much about Tinder. I've used Tinder before, but it wasn't working for me at all. So, and
It wasn't
I started
working.
using Bumble.
Why was it not
Why
working?
exactly
What happened?
wasn't Tinder working?
Because I didn't meet my man. I didn't meet anybody good there for real.
What's your definition of meeting somebody good, by the way?
Oh boy. A real person, like someone that is ready to be committed, like someone that is ready to be committed. That's what I mean by a real person. Like someone who is ready to show you love. Like when I was on Tinder, most people I met, like most people I swiped on that I met, at the end of the day, I find out they are married. It's either they are married or they have kids already, and they just
Judge uncles and aunties.
I don't.
Okay.
That's met on Tinder. But for Bumble, I actually met good people. Even before coming across the person I'm with now, the person I actually am dating right now, the person I love, I met.
Janet, you have to calm down. We know that you've been beaten by the love bug and all that. Just calm down, all right? I would suggest that you guys get married first before you start hyping this person as much as this. Okay, so that they don't serve you breakfast. Okay, because if the guy is now that he knows that you are not
Please let me hype. Let me hype.
Janet, you can hype
See when it.
Okay, I get that. I get that. All right, so this is the question I have for you, Janet. How many people did you go on dates with? How many people did you go on dates with before you started dating your present guy? On average, how many dates did you have to go on Bumble before you met the person you're currently dating?
I can still say 5. Yes.
Well, how many people did you swipe right on? How many people did you swipe right on before you met the person you're currently dating?
I actually swiped right on. I can't really say, like, it's not like I'm keeping count, but at times you swipe right on some people and you guys don't even get to converse at all. Like, you don't get to have a conversation at all. And there's some people you swipe right on, and the moment they text, you just feel like you don't even want to talk to the person again. So I actually went on 5 dates before going on a date with the person I'm dating currently.
Okay, so
And
got like
that thing is, you can go on a date with the person, and the moment you meet the person and you guys talk, you feel like, no, this is not what I want. Then you go back to the app and you shuffle, you start smashing again till you meet somebody else again.
Okay, but what's to stop the issue I have with Bumble right now is what's to stop people on Bumble? Your 5 dates, the 5 dates you went on. The 5 dates you went on, I assume the person took you out either to a restaurant or you went somewhere that you guys got to eat or something.
Sure, a public place.
Yes, but did you go out on like a food date? Was there like food involved? Did the person take you out on?
Yes, there was.
There was, okay. And I want to assume that the guy paid. You have an idea of where this conversation is going. Okay, so what's to stop women from using the dating app for food to structure our food dates? What's to stop women from swiping right on every guy and then you go out on a date and then you block the guy and you repeat tomorrow?
I think there's one person who did this thing that said it on the research I made. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm asking now, what's to stop?
Was a proper
because let me read out what somebody said. Okay, so I read out what someone said on while we're doing the research, and this is it. I'll post the comments. This is what someone said though. We're not the one posting this though. But this was the person said that I was a proper college student. A poor college student who went on Tinder dates mainly for the free food. Once in a while, the date would go well and would meet again and hook up a few times. But most of the time, the guy wasn't looking for anything serious, and neither was I. Okay, the person said that's how he met Michael. Their dates went well, and then they ended up hooking up. They had amazing sex, and they wanted to be exclusive. Okay, so and they broke up, moved to opposite parts of the country, but they are still friends. All right. So how do you prevent that too? Because some people can just figure out I can go on a dating app. At least they take me out on a date, and once I go out on a date,
they're gonna eat free food.
I'm gonna eat free food, and once I eat free food, that's it. I'm done. Tomorrow you repeat again.
That's what I was saying in the
That was why. When my friend was talking the other time, she actually said it's not always about the food. We are all different people and we have different mindsets.
Amide is laughing at you. Where Amide is laughing, she's laughing like she has done this. Amide, come on camera now.
Sorry. the thing is, we all have different mindsets for opening a dating app, and I really can't judge anybody. If that is what she opened the dating app for, then that's her problem too. She can continue like that till there's nobody to pay for food again. Because the way this economy is going now only water they go they buy for us now. Safe if you go.
Are you serious?
So it's about the food. It's not always about the food. And moreover, there's something on Bumble. Like,
Wait, calm down, calm down. You can't tell us what's on Bumble.
is it that something casual? Like, I'm talking about the sex part now.
Janet, you have to frame your face properly.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, sorry.
Okay, you are saying that there's something on Bumble. I'm listening.
Yeah, I said there's something on Bumble. You either choose, there's dating. If you want to, like, if you're there for something serious, something casual, if you're there for food and drinks, you can actually choose what you want to do there. So we all have different mindsets for opening a dating app.
Okay.
I can be there for love and another person can be for sex. So that's the way it is. And if that's what the person who commented, I think that's what she's there for, and she can keep on doing that.
Okay, so
So that's what I can say about that.
all right, so let's keep on with this. So a couple of things. Do we have data? On how many long-term relationships have developed as a result of dating apps? Do we have data on that? Okay, so we'll try to pull up the data on that because again, dating apps they've not been around for so long. So it's not like it's most of people watching these chats will not very likely will not have parents who met on dating apps because they just haven't been around for that long. Okay, so what I would say, and let's ask Anson. So I'll bring Anson and Brill into the conversation, and I want to ask them that do you see yourself getting married to somebody you meet on a dating platform? Anson, do you see yourself proposing marriage to somebody you meet on dating?
Okay, well, I'm not a dating app person, but if I was, then that means me going to the app, I'm definitely searching for somebody I was going to propose to. So if after striking and swiping and it looks like we match, then we get to meet, because it doesn't just end in the conversation. That's why I say when you get to meet the person, if the person is quite intentional, as much as you are intentional, then definitely
Will you tell her to come to your house?
Okay, now for everybody there are different perspectives of how you want to meet somebody on the first day. For me, I don't think you should come to my house because I don't even initiate that. So I rather want to sit somewhere and let's talk.
Okay.
We could have anything, or we could just, but then basically now the girls are like trying to put it on the guys, like they are always the one always coming for the bad things. Meanwhile, you forget the fact that before men would start, or let me say before somebody would start doing something, maybe somebody would have had previous experience on how it was. You can't tell me that all men will come to a dating app and start seeking for ladies only for hookup if there were no ladies that has already started initiating the idea of hookup on those dating apps. So before, some men now will have to entirely take it like, okay, you coming to a dating app, you're not just coming there to meet anybody real. That means the ladies on those dating apps too are making it look like it's that way. But regardless, you still find the good people on there. So that's why that's why I stated earlier that it depends on who's on the profile, and it's not just ending after you've swiped and you had a little conversation. You have to. If you meet somebody on Instagram, the same way you would still have to communicate, you all still have to go through first dates period and all of that before you still get to connect really and know if this person is really intentional. So it's the same thing. Dating apps do work, but it's more, for me, I feel it's more of who is behind that profile, what that person really wants, your intentions. If your intentions are legitimately 100% true, then definitely, and the person you swipe with, their intention are true. Why not? It's a match, then we go for it.
Okay, that's difficult.
All right. Okay. So you are saying that there's a good chance that you can basically what you're telling us is that there's a good chance that you may you may end up with somebody you meet on a dating app. That's what you're saying. You're saying it's a
Yes,
possibility for you.
yes, I'm saying it's a possibility, but I'm not on
Okay.
dating app. But I'm saying if I was, it's a possibility because me going there, I have my intentions on going there.
Okay. So Alpha Zeus, you're in the group, you're welcome to the conversation. So just to bring you up to speed, we're asking the question we're asking is, do dating apps really work?
Cannot be anything.
Yeah, do dating apps really work? So from your own experience, have you ever used the dating app to meet people? Have you?
I think he said he cannot
Okay.
hear anything.
Okay, you can't hear us.
You can't.
That's what he said.
I think you should leave and try to come back. Okay, so after just leave and try to come back. If you're watching this, just leave and try to come back. All right, a couple of things. So let's just quickly cycle through some of the comments, and then we'll get back to the show. Please do not forget, this show runs every Tuesday. You may not be able to Alpha Zeus, you may not be able to watch us. If you are connected to YouTube, just drop the volume of your YouTube to zero, or you can watch the
You can mute
video.
your audio.
You can mute your audio, right? So that the audio does not feed, because that may affect you hearing us easily.
He's not here. I don't think he's here.
Every Tuesday, 5 p.m. West African time, and today we are asking the dating apps really work. So there's going to be like a 5K cash giveaway, 5,000 naira cash giveaway, or 20 gig data for our most engaging guest. So if you are part of this particular conversation, and if you're part of this particular conversation, the most engaging guest in the YouTube chat, and also in video, there's 5 grand and 20 gig data for you. All right. Courtesy of the wonderful team of the Darkpore Show. Okay, so just a couple of things. So we'll cycle through some comments and then we'll continue the conversation. So here are a couple of comments that So Anson Uche Jr. says that dating apps do work, but I think it's more of who is behind the profile. All right. He also goes on to say that if that person is generally looking for love and they find somebody who is also seeking true love, you bet that these people will connect well and they get to follow other appropriate ways to make it work. Okay. If you want to join the live chat, here's the link. Go into the comments of this particular live stream and you can find that link, console.tvmost.com/guest. Click on that link, it will bring your video in. Okay. Ernest is saying that, excuse me, ma. He was talking to us back then and said, how do you know the idea for hookup if you've never used dating app? Alpha's yours. I'm going to mute your audio now, and then I'll bring your audio in the next 2 minutes from now. Okay, I'm the one muting your audio. Okay, Alpha's yours. I'm muting. Okay, so Braille Silver says that dating apps work. I don't understand how men are deceitful now. Okay, Braille Silver is also saying that let's in the chat. Okay, so we're asking much earlier that you used dating apps before.
I can hear you.
Sorry, Alphazios rather. Can you hear us? Okay, so if you can hear us, you can't listen to WhatsApp, you can't listen to your YouTube video with your phone while you are in the live chat in the video. You can't do that. Okay, so you may have to mute your YouTube. Okay, so thank you very much for doing that. Okay. So we'll add you right now. You can speak and let's hear you. Okay, let's hear you. Alpha's yours. The mic is yours. We can't hear your audio. So I'm going to take you off and all that. I think you're having audio issues. We'll take you out of the chat now. Okay. So we're back to the conversation we are having. I think we have one final comment. Anthony is saying that he can't hear us at all. No problem. So let's continue the conversation. We'll continue the conversation, and here's where we are right now. What are the criticisms? I want to ask you this. So we're talking about dating apps, and it's relatively new. In our culture as Africans, it's something which people are. So I want to ask you, is there like a taboo? Very cool. Does your family know that you are on dating apps? Does your dad know? Does your mom know? Do you have family? Do you know that you're using dating apps to look for love? Or meet your
Well, they don't. They don't know.
Is there like a taboo around it for you?
I don't think it's a taboo. I don't want to believe that it's a taboo, but I mean they don't know. Maybe I would say the reasons they might believe it's a taboo, but I don't just want them to know. That's just it.
You don't want to family
This African mindset. Don't allow your parents to know.
Your husband normally, so now you have to use the internet. Is that why you are? Are you saying that is there a taboo that it's only people who cannot find partners there?
Sorry? Come again, sir.
I said that is there a taboo? Is there a taboo in family members knowing that you're on dating apps?
No, there's no taboo about it. There's no taboo about it.
Are you uncomfortable about it?
Sorry?
Are you uncomfortable about it? Is it the kind of thing that
It's the African mindset in me that is just making it not like known to my parents that I'm actually using the dating. But I've actually stopped because I believe if you want to know anybody, you should just meet them physically, let them just come to you instead of using the app. So that's it.
Okay, answer. Is there a taboo against people knowing that you're on dating apps? Answer.
Yeah, hello.
Is there a taboo against people knowing you're on dating apps?
Sorry?
Is it seen as a taboo? All right. Is there like, are you comfortable knowing? Is there this bias that family members put a girl on a dating platform? Then family can be a good girl or something.
Why should anybody think it's a taboo? It's not. It's not. It just depends on individual. If you feel you want them to know, if you don't, you just keep it to yourself. It's not like a taboo or whatsoever. It's not. It's not. It's not. Your family members ought to know that you are even you are up to the age whereby you would start getting to meet people. So definitely, why would it be a taboo? It's a social app actually, so it's not a taboo.
Okay, Janet. All right, Janet. Okay, so I like to talk. I like to talk to your friends. Your
Ayomide.
not Ayomide, the other. Yes. What's your name? What's your name?
Ayo.
Yeah. Okay. This is Ayomide.
Yes.
Okay, so Ayomide, do you find it uncomfortable with family members knowing that you are looking for love online?
I don't feel like I don't feel
Hello.
it's a bad thing because I feel like hello.
We can hear
Yes, we
you.
can hear you.
I feel like dating app sometimes it helps a lot. For instance, now someone who is an introvert that doesn't go out at all, maybe inside, dating app can actually help. Like maybe seeking like people actually meet their soulmate, like their partner there, and they're very happy that meeting them real life. So I feel like those people walking on the road that one on this app too. So I don't feel like it should be like in fact. So I feel like it shouldn't be a bad. It's not even a bad thing. In fact, it is okay. Me, I feel like it is okay on dating app than moving out because I feel like people out there too, like the one on this app too. So, but I feel like people discriminate this app so much because they feel like everybody. I feel like they feel like all like people on dating app are maybe they won't be serious with you or maybe they are hook up or something like that. Those on people real life too that are there, they have same intentions with those online. What just make it different is that we're not seeing physically like online, and so I feel like it shouldn't people shouldn't be biased about it. I say
Okay, so
that's
all
my
right. So we would say this, and what we were going to say is this: there are a couple of benefits. We won't rule out dating apps completely. There are a couple of caveats, but for the show, if you can get on dating apps, if you are reaching that part, if you fall, for example, if you fall in that category of men or women who, by virtue of the kind of work you do on a day-to-day basis, or by virtue of where you stay, you find out that you're not meeting people on a regular basis, dating apps may be helpful because dating apps may expand the pool of people that are available to you. Okay, there are people in your neighborhood. There are sometimes you have people in your neighborhood, you don't know whether they are single, whether they are married, you don't know whether they are in that space in which they are looking for someone to start a relationship with. Okay, so dating apps at least helps you identify people in your vicinity or close by that you probably might not meet on your day-to-day work. All right, so that's one of the advantage. Okay. Also, sometimes we've had people say this that sometimes, and I think that's the advantage that Bumble has. Okay, we've had women come on the show, and sometimes they would say that they probably like run into a guy, they meet a guy, and they find out that they cannot talk to the guy because they are afraid that if they talk to the guy or they make the first move, the guy will consider them cheap. Okay, so if you're on a dating platform, all right, that you have that advantage because people can now reach out to you on a. Let me even ask this question on a daily basis: how many people, Janet and I, on a daily basis, how many people roughly message you when you are actively using dating app on a daily basis? How many people message you?
The thing is on Bumble, women are allowed to text first. Like we choose our thing.
Okay.
Do you understand me? Yeah, so we are meant to text first on Bumble. Men don't text us first. Like you even see somebody right, you see a man on his profile begging you to like, please, if we match, please make sure you text me because we can only text first. And I can see somebody writing, you will explain tire. African parents who see the sense in what you are saying.
Exactly.
Why?
I feel like if my parents are actually they want me happy and they say that okay, I met someone on dating app that makes me happy.
That makes me
so
happy.
they should
So
be
why?
happy for me too because they feel like okay, like I feel like parents are actually they should seek for their their children's happiness. Like they should be happy for them. So me meeting my spouse or on dating app
Does that mean
and
that
does that mean that
So if you meet somebody on the way and you guys are now dating,
So
and
definitely-
so definitely that's a good person, because I don't understand.
Fine, calm down.
The person's coming.
All right.
I feel like this is coming from someone that lives with a strict parent.
So what if your parents are strict?
Even if your parents are strict, when it comes to marriage, it's your choice.
Finding somebody you are spending the rest of your life.
Yes, I'm not that I want to spend the rest of my life with
with
this
the
person.
I
not
can decide
my
to meet the
parents.
person anywhere. I can
So
meet
I can-
him. I can meet him on a
exactly.
dating app. I can meet him while working. I can meet him in church. So far as the person is. So that my parents, like, no, that's not the word. Like, it's none of their business.
All right. Logan, I think Logan Katie wants to reach out to Esther Matthew. Say you could send him a love montage if, well, that's Anthony Uchechuku say dating app is not a taboo. All right. So Esther Matthew and Logan Katie, I think you guys are having a good time. Let me just leave you guys to it. All right. So we're back to the conversation. So the conversation right now is this. Next up is this. What exactly? And this is to those guys who are like actively using dating apps right now. What exactly can you do to influence? How can you become more successful? Okay, when you go online. The assumption of this show, and I will say this: the assumption of this show is that not everybody will meet the love of your life walking down the street. In fact, some people will tell you that if you are waiting for somebody to come and knock your door to propose marriage to you, the only person that will show up will be people who may be from NEPA office or people who are bringing land use child certificates. All right. So, how can you increase your success? How can you increase your success on dating apps? Does anybody have? How can you increase your success on dating apps? Ayomide?
Brian, you wanted to say something?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so how you can increase success in dating apps? First, as a guy, like from my experience, as a guy, you need to you need to be able to dress well, because I feel that there are some girls that will match with some kind of guys and be like, this kind of guy is not my kind of person because of how he's being dressed. And I feel that if you are this type of guy that you have your bios are filled with pictures of clubbing or you're out and all that, it will attract girls that want to jive or girls that want to have fun. But if you are the kind of person that you know that okay, yes,
Can you repeat that, because we didn't get that? You just said something now.
Okay, I see something that to have successful dating experience on Bumble starts with how you dress as a guy. Because I feel that there are some outfits that if you put on, it will attract some particular set of ladies. Like there are ladies that will see a guy on suit or corporate wears and be like, okay, this kind of person is not my type. And there's some ladies that will see a guy we have pictures on about clubbing or parties. You feel that you're attracting those girls that want to flex or want to go out. So that's like one of it. Secondly, your bio has to stand out. You must have a very attractive bio, and strictly writing out what you want particular. Because I feel that we're just going around, and I feel that most ladies find bios interesting, especially the ones with intelligence. They find bio interest, and if you're just kind of aside from what's the thumbs up? Why didn't you give me thumbs up? Aside from faking bios, well, there's a way a guy will construct his bio. You feel that okay, this person knows what he's doing, and aside from bios, you notice there are other questions that Bumble would even ask you, and be like, okay, what are the things and so and so. So it depends on how you construct yourself with your words and how you set your pictures and all that to be successful. Then also, it's even good. Like it makes sense in a way that the girls have to text first. That's like very 100. You know why I said so on Bumble is that if a girl can text you first, it means that this girl is interested in you. So it's left for the girl to text you or not. Because if it's like Tinder and everybody's like to text, you'll be having numerous of guys on your DM and you'll be tired. But you as a girl, for you to even text first means that okay, you find this person interesting. So now you know what you use your hand to go do by texting first. That's why I said so. Then I feel like that's all. And I want to correct something, man. There's this thing about meeting someone on first date in your house or restaurant. It doesn't matter. You can meet anybody in first date in your place as long as both of you are really comfortable about it. You understand? So just sometimes that you have conversation all through the day, it will look like you've met like in like a month. Like I've had a conversation with a girl that we talked like 2 days straight. It looked like I've known this person for like 2 years. So it depends on how you guys communicate. So
Eventually, did you end up with her?
what do you
The
say?
particular girl, the girl that
Yeah?
you met, that you said it feels like you have known her for months and all that. Did you end up with her?
Yes.
Are you dating her
No,
presently?
we didn't really work at ways because one, distance. That was like the thing. There was just distance. And I'm the kind of person that I'm very physical. So in as much as I want to text with you, I want to also be with you physically. But coming from where you are and here can be a problem. So we had this mutual understanding that okay, since we cannot work out, let's just stick as we are. So that was like one thing in being a successful dating experience in Bumble.
Okay, so we'll take a couple of based off what you said, you mentioned a couple of things, two things. So let's just quickly to run back on what Brel just mentioned. So Brel is telling us that one of the first things, if you really want to see some form of success on a dating platform, okay, first things you have to dress attractively. And it's not just the way you dress alone, also the background in which you're dressing matters.
Yes, the background, yes.
You see people who dress very well, and then when you look behind them, you probably have like lots of uncompleted buildings. You have gutters that are dirty. You have refuse in the background and all that. So those things people factor that in. Or you see people wearing just a singlet. It probably might work for women anyway, but if you're just wearing a singlet, it won't work for a guy. You wear
That's
a
where
singlet.
the Malam thing comes from now.
I think that's where the Malam thing that Miracle mentioned much earlier came from.
Yes, because people will now want to or
So
use
people-
or use other people's profile or pictures to disguise.
Okay,
And you
then-
don't know that you're chatting with a Malam or people you don't want to even
Oh my-
have conversations with at all.
Okay, can you say that again? Because we didn't get
No,
that.
he was saying dress well and all. I agree with him, but
Okay.
I feel like an advantage to that because that's where the whole like what Miracle said, the whole when people don't use their real pictures and all, and sometimes you find out that you're talking to a malam. Miracle is the one that said that, not me, but she said you find out you're talking to a malam and some know that you cannot be with, but because the person
Can you hear you?
sends success stories, basically, yeah.
Okay, so Lois Ani Echeke is saying that I think that first impressions on dating apps count. Apart from appearance, you also compete with the other gender. The way you compete with the other gender also matters. Also, Lois is also saying that exactly crayfishing is real. Esther Matthew responds by laughing, and then Anson Jr. is saying, "Thank you, Lois." All right, guys. At this particular point in time, so I'm going to tell you a couple of things before we get on. Before we get on the show, let me just say exactly what we'll be discussing next week. Okay, so next week we will be talking. We'll be asking a question, and the question we're asking for next week is: should you leave your day job to become an influencer? Okay, so that's what we're discussing next week. Should you leave your day job
And become an influencer.
to become an influencer? Okay, and the reason I was saying because all across you probably would have seen people. Yeah, that this person Lai Wasabi, Lai lives Lai studied law and then he leaves law, and before you know it, the guy is cracking a couple of jokes, he's making skits, and right now the guy is acting in movies. And so we're asking that question, and we'll be bringing people from outside, from all across the world, bringing people from Nigeria, from Kenya, from the Netherlands, and all that. People who are in the industry, all right, just to share their experiences, because we've heard a couple of stories. We've heard stories of people who quit their day job and it worked out fine for them. We also heard stories of people who quit their day job and then they had a very, very terrible experience. So that's what we'll be discussing next week. So I would advise you just stay along, join. Okay. Then also, we also for this particular chat, there are two things that are up for grabs. So we have a giveaway today, a 5K cash giveaway of 20 gig data for the most engaging guests. We probably would ask you we'll leave it to a poll. Okay, so while you're in the chat, if you feel there's anybody, and we want you to be as honest as possible. Most of you have been on the show anyway, so one way or the other. So whoever you think should get the 5K cash, whoever you think should get the 20 gig data, please just put their names in the comments. Okay. The votes, we'll consider the votes, all right, but we won't use the vote alone. Okay, so initially we had it that we're going to give out 5K cash or 20 gig data, but I think right now what probably we should do is we should just have it as both. So one person will be going with the 5K cash and somebody else will be going with 20 gig data. So that's courtesy of the team over here. So if you just start commenting in the chat, whoever you think has been very, very active video-wise, leaving comments in the chat and all that. So that's a way of at least encouraging you guys and letting you know that we appreciate you being with us. Okay, so we'll quickly read through a couple of comments and then we'll try to arrive at the conclusion. Okay, so Lois is saying this. Lois says that your shyness cannot be noticed there because chatting on dating apps is like chatting on every other social media. But this time you are looking for love. Ansin responds to Lois and Ansin is saying exactly. Ansin also says that you also have to be intentional about it. Esther Matthew says that Anthony, does the shyness end by just talking about what? Does the shyness end by just talking? What if the person is even shy to meet you in person and just want the online relationship to continue because they are in love with your chatting ability? Okay, Logan Katie is saying that come on the live chat, beautiful. You don't know who you are responding to.
Logan Katie.
Okay. Anthony Chichuko says that Esther Matthew. The reason why some people use dating app is to build their self-confidence first. As for me, I prefer meeting my woman face to face and let her perceive me the way I am. Esther, I think Esther and Anthony, you guys should just arrange to get a room or something because the way you are going back and forth there. All right. All right. Okay. So, I think we've caught up on the chat. So right now, this is the point in which, as we begin to like summarize the show, the key things that we've learned on the show. So I would say, please, you guys like the video. Please leave likes. Everybody that has been a part of this show or chat, please leave a like on the video. Just leave likes and all that. Get the engagement of the video so that YouTube can recommend this. Okay. At the same time, also please leave in the comments of the video. Please comment. Help us decide on who is going to go with our 5K cash and the 20 gig data. So just comment. Leave the names of whoever should be on the show. We just have 6 people who have liked the video. If you do not get enough people to like the video, we may revoke our gift. No, I'll give away. So help us out. Help us decide on giveaway. Leave the name of people that you feel should be a part to live with the data and the cash. Okay? But help us out with that so that we can just leave the comments and then we'll decide on that. Because we want to announce it before the show comes to an end. Okay? So a couple of things that we want to summarize. So a few things. So we'll just mention a couple of things to wrap up the show. First, I would say this, that if you're going to use dating apps, you have to ensure you are completely safe. Okay? You have to ensure, particularly women and men also. And the reason why we say that you should ensure you are completely safe is because people are being kidnapped off dating apps. And it's not just men alone. It's not just women alone that are getting kidnapped. It's men as well. We mentioned earlier in the chat, earlier in this conversation, that kidnapping can be anytime. Yes, Janet, we agree with you. Kidnapping can be anytime. It's not just online alone, but as well, the reason why dating apps are particularly pernicious because you've been talking to this person for a while. The person probably has an idea of, you would have provided a bit of details. Okay, person can arrange for a place where they will meet with you and they will disappear you. We have stories from Atlanta in the United States, in which men are robbed because they meet women on dating apps, and the women arrange armed robbers to come and rob them. Okay, so it's a very, very good thing for you to be extremely careful. If you're using a dating app, the first date you meet with the person, the first couple of days, try to make it in a public place. All right, so safety is important. Also, you also have to, also you should be careful giving out too much of personal information at the very, very beginning. Okay, because you shouldn't give people information of where they can find you, where they can track you. All right, because sometimes, for example, if where you work, you should not give too much information about where you work, so that someone does not cost you your job just in case the relationship does not work out. All right, we've had experiences of that as well. Somebody who worked in a bank, and then a girl that he broke up with online went to the banking hall to go and make a huge scene. Okay? Nobody wants to be embarrassed, so just for your mind. And also realize this, that not everybody will like you. Because somebody turns you down on the dating app, because somebody meets with you for the first time and then they don't want to meet with you again, or because somebody wants to just meet with you for sex and the person wants to walk away, it does not mean that is a measure of your worth as a person. Okay, we are saying that in particular so that, because it can mess with your head if you have gone on dating apps and you keep swiping and you message people there, and then after, when it's time to meet up with people don't contact you again. It can mess with your head. All right, ghosting is a thing. Is there anybody who wants to just quickly talk to us about the experience? Has anybody ghosted anybody on a dating app, or have you been ghosted and you found it quite painful? Can you quickly share that experience, and then before we just kind of like wrap up for today?
They've ghosted me before, Sha.
Who's that?
Are you talking to me?
Brel, you said you've been ghosted before.
Yes, they've ghosted me before, but the thing is, it was not intentional, Sha. Just, I think she just got tired of the app, and the guys the amount of messages kept on getting were too much. I know now, man, you do man too, because imagine you as a guy, you're texting to this lady, another guy is telling that let's meet, come to my house and let's have sex. It's just discouraging from my end. She couldn't just take the pressure, and she had to just claim me that this guy is gonna be. I said, well, it's fine, so it's alright.
So you got ghosted on dating app. Hey, yeah, sorry about that.
I know.
Sorry about that. It happens to everybody. Okay, so everybody gets up breakfast. Janet, have you ever been ghosted? Ayomide, have you ever been ghosted?
Yeah.
Or you're the one ghosting people. You just leave like 200 people left on red.
Both sides. I've
It's on
ghosted
both
people.
sides.
Ghosted me.
There's sometimes that when you meet someone, like sometimes you can flow online, and when you meet the person, you might not like the person again. It's not about maybe parents, or you can just like sometimes, I don't know, but it has worked for me before. Like that has happened to me before. Like we are very close online, like we talk. But immediately I met this person, I just feel like I'm not true with anymore. Maybe because I was too like I was trying, like I want to meet him, like I want to meet this person. So I feel like maybe when I saw him, I was like, okay, that's all. So it's not as if maybe I actually wanted to be like that, or I actually intentionally want to do that. But I just like that's how, like, it just worked that way. Maybe my feelings, yeah. I was just
You
one
guys,
control.
it didn't live up to your expectations.
It's not as if it did not live up to my expectation. Like when I don't know, I feel like, okay, it was not giving me what you're actually doing when you are like when we are online, when we are chatting. he was kind of, I don't know, he was giving this, he wasn't, he was okay, he do talk, like we do talk, like very, very well online. But when we get to like meeting each other, like he bored me so much, and
So when you met in
I
person,
feel
yeah,
like
it
that
bored you
was,
so much.
yeah, like,
From the physical appearance was
and
like, um,
that
meeting
was
somebody for the
it.
first time, you're putting
It's
on
not as
All right.
if I
a
did
short
like
knicker.
on to like for the first time
You're putting on
too.
a short knicker
Like
and a
you want
palm,
to meet each
slippers,
other, like or like on a date,
and you have to
and
know
you are
the
putting
post
on
too.
a short
Putting on a
knicker
short knicker
and a
and a
slippers.
slippers. Of course, I'll ghost you when I get to.
I feel like there's different. Let's
Lucky,
just
if you're lucky enough, you
Short
talk.
Can
nigga
you
If
and
you're
come on
not lucky,
camera?
I'm
Because somebody
slippers.
has been talking. Someone is talking.
Just
So
Janet.
Janet, because we can't hear you, just come into the frame. You were saying that. Are you narrating your story or you're narrating your middle story? Because or the two of you dated the same guy.
no.
like it's like for me. No, she said at times why it's not mostly physical appearance, and I was like, me. Most times I've done that.
We
I've
can't
done
hear
that
you.
because of someone. Because I don't know, I'll be meeting somebody for the first time and you were putting on a slippers and a short knicker. Of course, I would ghost you because you can't come at me for the first time and you're putting on short knicker.
But you can't say the guy could be a silent
So I
billionaire now.
thought to my no, no, first impression matters a lot, a lot. First impression matters a lot, a lot.
Okay, so we are saying that the very, very first day the guy should come wearing a suit. Is that what you are saying? Or he should be wearing a bada?
To put on it, like not necessarily a suit, but you need to dress well. Like you can dress casually and look nice. Not putting on slippers. Like while going out on a
Is it
date, you're putting on
sneakers?
slippers.
Is it slippers like bedroom slippers?
Palm, like slipper.
Okay, well, Janet has left the chat. All right, so guys, so to do a quick recap of what we've discussed, let's just do a quick recap of what we've discussed, and then we'll bring the show to we announce the two winners of our giveaway for today. All right, so quick recap. Today we've discussed um, do dating apps really work, and we've spoken largely to a largely Nigerian audience. And we had lots of Nigerians call into the show to discuss with us, do dating apps really work? And from the experiences, it appears that yes, it works in some cases. Top on the list of dating apps that found worked for women was Bumble. Okay, and that was because they tend to make the first move, so their inbox is not inundated with lots of messages of people. Okay, well, some of the things that people said in the chat was that if you know what you are looking for, okay, and you are clear about your intentions, and then you look out for someone who matches what you're looking for, it will work for you. All right, so all along, all around, it sounds like we have like a relatively positive message. Okay, I would say this, and I'm sure I don't know if you agree with me on this, that if you are working, and we are talking particularly if you're a student, for example, you probably might not have much problems if you're still an undergraduate, because you find yourself out in an environment where there are lots of like people either around your age group or so. But if you are working, particularly if you are working in an urban city center, like you're working in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, if you are working in Nairobi, in city center in Nairobi, Kenya, for instance, it might be difficult day to day meeting people, right, face to face, unless your job is a public facing job. So you should not rule out using dating apps. Some people may feel that it's meant for hookups. You are going to have to go through a lot of nonsense, okay, to meet high quality people. All right, but do not rule it out. And then once you get to meet people, try to meet people in person, try to meet them in a public place, try to qualify them as soon as possible, okay? And then the way you dress and the way you compile your bio is helpful, okay? Of course, it's helpful. So those are a couple of summaries. We also mentioned that next week we will be discussing should you leave your day job to become an influencer? So if you are available, same time, 5 p.m. West African time, the Darkpore Show channel, we will be discussing that. Okay, so gentlemen, ladies, drum roll, please. We are supposed to announce the winner of today's giveaway. So who exactly is the winner of today's giveaway? We told you guys to leave names, so just names in the comments. Okay. Who is the owner of today's giveaway? Who is the winner of today's giveaway? All right, let's throw it to the people who are in the chat. People who are seeing the chat. Brel, let me ask you, who should win today's 5,000 naira cash giveaway?
Hey God, you asked me. Okay, so I liked Jane, is it Jane or Miracle's point of view on the paradox of choices, and I think it should be Miracle. I liked on the fact that she stated the paradox of choices and the numerous people that you meet on Bumble. So Miracle.
Was it Miracle that stated that or Janet?
So is it? It's not Miracle. Miracle, no.
I was the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miracle, yes, paradox of choices.
Miracle, who should get our giveaway?
For me, I will vote myself because I believe I made.
JC.
Yes.
I propose voted now.
I vote myself because I believe I made more sense in pointing out the fact. This is the fact. I mean, others have, met people, but I believe you can't compare dating world and real life world together. So I believe we just stated the facts. We just you meet. Other people have met and they didn't come back. So the thing is, I believe I just stated the facts and the real truth. That's it. So I vote myself.
All right. So okay. So Janet, who would you suggest?
Brian, I think.
Okay.
Actually made a lot of sense.
Okay, you made a lot of sense, Abby.
Brian.
He actually made a lot of sense, yes. So I think I'll vote Brian.
Yeah, she's not wrong though, because Miracle made only one sense out of everything I have said.
Okay.
I think both of them the same.
Okay. Okay, so let me throw it into in-house chat so that we can conclude and then we'll bring the show to an end. So what's your? Let's know who you choose. Your top two choices.
Can't do that.
You can't do that. Okay, so I have to break the tie. So since everybody agrees to Miracle, we'll go with Miracle. Okay, so Miracle. Anthony Chichuko says that 5K cash should go to Esther. I love the 20 gig data. Okay, so
Janet.
Okay, so for this particular, so let's do it this way. So today we're going to award it to, you said, since you voted Miracle, you win a $5,000 cash prize. And then going by the total number of time that people spent engaging in the video chat, I guess the 20 gig data will go to Janet. So we'll still have the same giveaway next week. All right. So if you missed out the giveaway this week, so let's just announce. So so Miracle will get 5K cash. So before we leave the chat, before the show comes to an end, please send us a private chat with your account number. Okay. And then Janet also, please send us a private chat with your
Brian, I see you winning next time.
Okay, so let's just have that before we close.
Next time.
So, Brian,
Yes,
like we say,
I see you winning next time.
Brian, like they say, try again later. All right, so see you guys next week.
No. I was just trying to be a gentleman because I feel that okay, I should just give it to Miracle. Just be selfless. I was trying to be a gentleman.
Brian,
Yes, now because
let me tell you a story. There was a particular guy. The guy won ticket for two. He won a ticket for two to go to Dubai. He won a return trip ticket for two to go to Dubai. And when they called him and he came on to stage to collect the raffle ticket, they asked him that who would he like to go with? Do you know what he said?
what did you say?
He said, would you like to go with your father, your mother, your sister, your brothers? Ticket for two. Do you know what he said?
What did you say?
He said he does not want to go with anybody. That he wants to go twice. So all right. So you should have voted for yourself, but I mean it's a good one. You're a gentleman. It's a good thing that you're a gentleman. Don't worry, you'll find success in love. All right, so ladies, gentlemen, thank you very much for being a part of the show. Invite your friends, invite your family. Next week we'll be talking about again. So I'll say it again so that you join the show for next week. Next week we'll be talking about should you leave your day job to become an influencer. We will be getting guests from outside Nigeria. Okay, people who, as much as possible, we'll try to get influencers in Europe and in North America to join the show so that they can share their opinions. We can tell you exactly the barriers, the difficulties, how hard it is, and all that. But this is what we'll be discussing. Okay, so if you have a bit of experience with social media, if you try to portray a career on TikTok, on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, please join the show. Let's hear your opinion. Let's hear your thoughts. If you have strategies that have worked for you. But the question is this: should you leave your day job to become an influencer? Perhaps you're lecturing in university, you're working in the public service, you're working in the police force. Like there was a particular guy, what was the name of that guy? That was a policeman or working in the Navy. That left the Navy. Okay, so if you're doing that, it's going to be a very, very interesting conversation. This place is to share practical wisdom so that we can share experiences and we can learn and become better versions of ourselves. All right, my name is Ade Folami Akumbi. This has been the beautiful Osato Ebon. Okay, and alongside with members of our crew in no order of particular importance. Okay, because I have to stress that. So let me run through it. Jonathan Lawal, Adam Adigoke, Peter Anolapo, Comfort Igwe, Ndidi, Juliet Ozioma, all right, Shitu Lawa, Shitu, not Shitu Lawa, Tolani Eniola Shitu. Yes, the wonderful team we have here, and for everybody who has been on the show, thank you very much for being a part of this. This has been like a year plus of us running this show. It's great knowing that we have a great community. You can interact with. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Okay, so every Tuesday. Then also, just in case, just be on the lookout. If you are not in the lobby, go to our videos. There's a WhatsApp group. Join the lobby. All the videos on YouTube, you will see a WhatsApp link in the videos. Join the lobby. Sometimes we have public events, and when we have public events, we have seats. We have what we call jump seats. Seats are available for people to ride along with us for public events. We have a couple of events that are lined up that will be at in Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria this year. So if you are interested in being a part of our team, come along. All right. So while the countdown to the end of the show comes in, please, Miracle Janet, send your details so that we can fulfill our obligations to the giveaway. So thank you very much for being a part of this show. It's lovely.
Let's talk about This week, I found cause to worry about young men. Most young men are single. Most young women are not.
The normal way, actually, that people start relationships in the vast majority of cultures is to be like, it is like semi-arranged marriage, right? Like not the full, you've never met this person before, 13-year-olds, whatever, getting betrothed, like not like that, but the sort of you're introduced by family members, mutual friends, you're known in the community, you go to the same church, whatever it is, and then both of your families like consent to the marriage and it works out okay. But the expectation isn't like, the expectation of marriage up until relatively recently was that you would have an economic relationship, and a reproductive relationship, but you weren't best friends. Mm-hmm. And actually, I don't think husbands and wives used to talk to each other as much as they do now. I think people used to have much more homosocial kind of lives. Mm-hmm. You'd hang out with other men, you'd hang out with other women. You wouldn't necessarily hang out a lot with the opposite sex, including your spouse. So this idea that like the going up to a person in the bar is like the normal and natural way of starting relationships, I don't think is historically accurate.
You might be wondering why on earth is there a 30-minute countdown before the show starts. The show starts 5 p.m. West African time on Tuesday. So the whole essence of this 30-minute countdown is to allow people who are subscribed for the show, for the live stream, to join us. What you can do right now is call your friends, your families, gather together in the chats as we count down to the live stream. 5 p.m. Tuesdays, West Africa is when the show starts. Okay, so make sure you subscribe. You click the like button, you click the bell so that you get notified as soon as we start. So we'll start in a couple of minutes. All right, I'm looking forward to see you then.
There's a presumption that you should get married, and if you don't get married, there's something wrong with you. If you've got a girlfriend and you've been with her for 5 years, and you say to someone, we're getting married, they go, oh, that's great. They don't go, why? You're happy. Why would you get married? Like everything's going fine. Why would you put yourself through that? Why would you run that risk? If you say to someone, we've been together 5 years and we've decided we're not going to get married. We're going to move in together, but we're not going to get married. Ooh, what's wrong? You have intimacy issues? What's your problem? Meanwhile, 56% end in divorce. It's literally fits the legal definition of negligence. Marriage is an inherently negligent activity. It's like owning a lion. I've been doing this for over 20 years and I still get misty-eyed at weddings. Like I still really, there's something in me that goes like, maybe it'll work out for these two.
You still believe in love?
Sweet. I absolutely believe in love. I think love is wonderful. But love and marriage have very little to do with each other. I don't think there's much of a correlation there. And I think that's where we got off track. I don't think I can learn everything I need to know about myself from myself. I think having someone around me who sees my blind spots, and that doesn't have to be a romantic partner. That could be a friend, that could be any number of things. But there is something wonderful about romantic connection. We know that. I mean, the other statistic is 56% of marriages end in divorce, but 84% of people who get divorced are remarried within 5 years of their divorce.
Really?
So think about that. So now you've done it and failed and felt the pain of the loss, and within 5 years, 84% are remarried. Listen, you want to test that theory. The next time you're out with a couple who've been together for a while and it seems like they maybe got in a fight or they're just kind of being impatient with each other at the table, when you go a group thing, just say to them, so tell me about how you met. Tell me the story of how you met. And everything on them changes. They go back to that point.
And she said that some of the eggs that they harvested, if she had known, then she would have tried using a surrogate. Surrogacy is also expensive. Those are problems the person would not have had if she had prioritized having children early. Do you understand me? So we're not having this podcast because, fine, we're cracking jokes and all that. You talk about the issues you face and all that. But somewhere in your life, all right, there's expectation that you're supposed to have children. If you want to have children, it's best you have them in time. It's best to have them with a husband. Do you get me? The things which we are saying, if you go on social media, you won't hear these kind of things. On social media, the kind of things you hear is people telling you that, go girl, more power to you, get the bag, get your money, you are the queen, make your money, collect your money and all that. You always get, you can always have children later. A large amount of people nowadays in their 30s, women particularly, are finding it difficult having kids. They are larger than normal. It's the reason why most of our ancestors then, when people were getting to the age of 18, once women start getting the age of 18, they will prefer for them to get married because they understand that the older you get, the harder it becomes. We'll go back right now. So I would ask that question again. Not what do you need to get pregnant, not what do you need to get, not what do you need to have children. What do you need to start a family?